Betty. Hey there, Nikki. Good seeing you back. Still doing a couple more setup-y things. So give me just a couple more seconds to make sure everything is working and not being dumb. Okay, looks like the only thing that's being done is just my chat box. It's kind of hard to read some cursed stutter, a couple things, but because of the type of the game that I'm continuing the playthrough of, because I'm addicted to the story, it may take me a little bit longer to read chat at some point. But bloop bloop, turning my phone on not noisy. Okay. Turning my other things off. Ow. I'm okay, just dropping stuff again. Let's see, alright, so, so, we finished episode 1, well, last episode, and this episode, okay, my chat works. He says, not to worry, awesome, thank you for that reassurance, appreciate it. Where's my brain going? I was saying something. Oh, right. Synopsis of the last episode is we won and we were found not guilty, but the real guilty party was possibly going to get away with it. And then a preview of this second episode. We got to see Herlock Sholmes apparently. Nikki says, I'm in the middle of sewing up the Psyduck I'm making Harley. Oh, that sounds so cute! Psyduck is such an adorable Pokemon. But I'm actually kind of really, not sad. I'm really jelly because I borked my finger sometime over the weekend. And I've not been able to crochet because it's one of those fingers that affect the rest of the hand, even though you don't use that finger, but I was still sad. I can't crochet right now. I should be able to crochet tomorrow or Thursday. Wait, tomorrow is Thursday, isn't it? Yeah, tomorrow's Thursday. I should hopefully be able to crochet by the weekend, I guess, because it's already halfway through the week. But it's been so frustrating. But what else? So yeah, I'm just playing lots more game playthroughs on the channel until my finger wants to heal up. But I'll still try to keep this new, and pardon the clickety clacks, I'm putting away dice that I left out on my desk. That is kind of just taking up a lot of room. But yeah, hopefully I can actually keep this early schedule, because gosh, I need a consistent schedule. Nope. Let's see, what else? I don't think there was any other announcements. Just that I'm still letting my fingers heal up because, of course, I've worked with my crocheting fingers. And, what else? Definitely not playing video games to distract myself from a lot of issues I'm having lately with stuff. But that's beside the point. I am here to enjoy video games. Supposedly. Alright, continuing the game. Okay, there's Skullbutt 2070. Welcome back. The adventure of the unbreakable speckled band.
In a court.
Alright, doing this scene over again. I think that brain. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's all my announcements. Not much has happened since well, Monday. I had to cancel yesterday because I was just emotionally too exhausted to even play video games really, which is kind of really sad because I love video games. But it was just one of those days. So I'm gonna spend. I think it's like a double. I had a 2 stream day for me, as long as nothing else happens to make me exhausted. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna start the game, gonna start the game, gonna start the game. Brain. Okay, so just last reiteration. May take me a few extra bits to read some of the chat because sometimes the scenes are just so enticing. Okay, focusing. Also, good luck, Nikki, on sewing up that side deck. Oh my gosh, it sounds so cute. Okay, alright, focusing. Back on we go. Alright, no skipping.
That small, dark room, Sholmes and I waited with bated breath.
Nikki says, I'll be streaming once Harley goes back to school. Ah, nice. Both on the going back to school and the stream. Whatever I'm trying to say, I'm just, oh no, I'm losing my words again. But still, that's awesome that she's going back to school, and I hope you have good streams. That's what I'm trying to say, but I keep on tripping up on my words.
In time, there came from the ventilator a hiss and a soft, almost growl-like sound. Suddenly, Sholmes sprang into action, lashing furiously with his cane at a point in the darkness. "You see it, Wilson?" he yelled, his tense voice reverberating through the air. I raised my dark lantern shutter, and the room slowly came into view. Sholmes was staring intently at one particular corner when he started whispering to me. The victim's most perplexing final words. The speckled band. I believe this is the terrible coil to which you referred, Wilson. In front of us was an enormous adder, its fangs bared as it threatened to strike. It truly was the most terrible speckled band I had ever seen.
Okay, so that's where where I ended the scene last stream was for the preview of the next episode type thing. All right, fin reading chat before I continue on this first playthrough. Skullbot 2070 says, "Yo," and Nikki says, "As it's impossible to try and stream with him here." Sorry, dry throat. Also, my depression has been bad. Don't worry, just take your time. Much appreciated with the take your time, but also I'm so sorry that your depression's been bad. I can, two unfortunate circumstances also relate to the downward spiral of depression, because that was part of my emotional exhaustion yesterday. So I'm sorry that it's been that bad. I do hope that it starts getting better again, because I know that feeling and I don't wish it on anyone. Alright, I'm gonna take a good swig of water because I finally am using the giant water bottle that I bought forever ago because apparently I'm a very dehydrated plant that needs exercise. Okay. I'm so bored of the flavor of water already. Alright. Continuing the scene, I suppose.
So then,
Let us unravel this mystery.
I love his goggles.
And discover what events led to this curious murder. Pray, do excuse me. The cabin door was bolted from the inside when the man was killed. No marks to suggest the bolt was tampered with in any way. So, this would appear to be a locked room mystery. In his final moments, the victim scrawled a message on the floor. Almost certainly with the ink from this upset bottle. A Russian word. So the victim was a Russian man then.
Okay, I kind of want that briefcase thing.
Suggesting he was compos mentis at the time. This is a most extraordinary script. And evidently not penned by the same hand as this message. In fact, I deduce it was written by someone of a different nationality. This paper seal was placed just prior to the incident by the victim himself, I would venture. Well,
Interesting.
what have we here?
Who are you, and what do you think you're doing here?
Oh, that accent.
No one must touch before maritime police come. We must wait.
Shh. That won't be necessary. You see, in less than 5 seconds from now, I will reveal the killer to you.
What?
Is this gonna be convoluted?
Don't be absurd. This is murder. An cabin locked from inside.
Ah yes, the locked room. But that mystery is paper thin.
Nice.
You don't mean the culprit is in there?
Who are you? And where have you come from?
I'm a great British consultant detective, the only one in the world. Herlock Sholmes. I presume you must have heard of me.
It makes it sound so cool, but on paper it looks so terrible. Oh my gosh, that was great. Oh dear, okay. Alright, looks like a good pausing section. Scobot 2070 says, "Holy shnikes, it's Heavy from TF2. Is that who it is? I will be wrong button. Legacy to look this over. Anyways, I don't play that game that much, but I really should have recognized it from all the memes, honestly. Let's see, boop. Okay. Alright, so continuing on with the story, because oh my gosh, I've been dying to play this for like a decade or however long since it first came out. My head is throbbing. Also, pardon all my terrible voice acting. What's going on? Something's not right here. There's trouble in the air. Of course there is. You're in this game. Wait, I can't move. Oh, am I getting arrested again? Ah, what the? Why am I in handcuffs? Oh no. Let's see, who can I guess is this? Probably Sholmes. And also pardon any very bad accents, because I'm not good at those. So you wake up now, Nope, completely wrong. I thought it was Sholmes. We had to drag you out of the wardrobe. I do not believe how you could not wake up. You are a true cold-blooded man. Oh no, am I getting... Again, just... You... you found me then. Duh, we found you, and now you pay. Criminal. Wow, my accent's really bad about this. Apologies. How long are you hiding in that tiny wardrobe? Sorry. No, I'll tell you everything. There's only one thing I'd like to know from you. Isn't that... Oh, it's her. Wow, I'm getting all these voices wrong so far. Why did you do it? Why did you take his life? Mr. Sato. Wait, what did you just say? Take his life? Dot. Where is he? Where's Kazuma? No! Not Kazuma! Oh, just a second. I see this cursed robot. No, I'm not buying any. Oh, wrong button. Sorry about that. Boop. Got to click things, and let's just kind of block you. Because we're not buying people or subscriptions or whatever, because that's very dumb and counterintuitive, and I don't like it. Make sure everything else is working. Awesome. Okay. Boop, 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 boop. Now I get back to comfy. And no, please tell me Kazuma's not dead. Kazuma was my bro. He was so good to me last episode. Let's see. Oh, hey Nikki. Nikki says, Harley says hi. Hi, Harley. I say hi back. Boop, boop, boop. Brain. Oh yeah, and I hope that side deck goes well, or like is it pluggable at least? Because they're so cute. Sorry, getting really, really mega super sidetracked. Let's see. Get back to. Okay. Brain. What was I doing? Oh right, I was trying to dialogue, and I am kind of not great at it. Where's Kazuma? No! Come on. He's got to be alive. He can't be. No! Oh. Dot dot dot. Ha! You pretend you do not know. You are a wolf in the sheep's pelts. Oh, this is going to be hilarious, isn't it? You are the killer. Do not try to make excuses. What? Kazuma-sama's body was discovered not long ago. Oh, no. Wait, which one's sad face? There we go. No, Kazuma. Oh, this kind of hurts. And he was on the title picture too. I thought he was going to survive at least 2 episodes. Nope, not even. Well, only 1 episode. Oh, this makes me really sad. Here, in this very cabin that was bolted shut from the inside. His body? Please, do not try to tell us you were doing this terrible thing in your sleep. Kazuma's dead? But he can't be. Dot dot dot. And these handcuffs. Surely you don't think I... Oh no, this is awful. I have to know. Why did you take Kazuma-sama's life? Answer me, please. No. No! I'm not going to do it in the high screen because headphone users. No! Skullbutt27D says, R.I.P. Kazuma. I know, my poor bro, my brother in arms. Why? Like, he was too good for this fictional world. That makes me really sad. I really liked him. Kazuma. It was just 2 short weeks ago. Are you sure about this? Won't we get in trouble? Don't you find it fun being a stowaway? Besides, how else could you come to England with me to study? Didn't I just get, like, out of trouble with the law, and now you're trying to get me in trouble with the law again? Let's do it. But now I'm in a conundrum. It was really something else when they brought your luggage in here earlier, though. The way that Russian crewman just tossed your traveling case onto the floor? I thought I was gonna die. Oh no. But yeah, of course he did. Yes, I still can't quite believe that. I really didn't think you'd be able to fit inside my trunk. Well, when you're a gangly beanpole. You must be even... Oh, ouch! That hurt. Ow, what? You didn't have to hurt my pride again. You must be even less of a man than you look. Hey, honestly, I thought I'd broken every bone in my body. Well, it's about 50 days until we dock in Great Britain. But if you confine yourself to my cabin here, I don't expect anyone will discover you. Ugh, I hope not. I get the feeling those Russians wouldn't be very forgiving of a stowaway. They're a sturdy bunch, that's for sure. Oh man, your bandana powered by the power of friendship. Oh. What I want, what I want to know is, why do we, oop, squeaky chair. I really need to replace this thing. What I want to know is, why do we need to keep it a secret from the young lady? From our faithful judicial assistant, Mikotoba, you mean? From your close friend, more to the point. Surely we could confide in her, couldn't we? I don't believe she'd give me away. No, but if she knew what we'd done, that would make her guilty by association. It's best that only you and I know about this. Oh, I get it, but also this was a terrible idea, Kazuma. I suppose so. Anyway, it's about the time that the steward is supposed to come and clean the cabin. I know it's cramped, but you better get in there, I think. It won't be for long. And anyway, compared to hiding inside my traveling case, it'll be a breeze. Yes, but what if the steward decides to open the wardrobe for some reason? Then I'll be in for it. Stop worrying. I'll tell you what. Why don't you write keep out or something on this piece of paper? What? Okay, well that explains the piece of paper. Then I can stick it over the wardrobe doors once you're inside. I don't know. Okay, I get the logic, but this seems very, very stupid. We've only been at sea for about 15 days. How can this have happened? We were supposed to be going on this adventure to England together. I know, the bromance is dead. We leave you at next port. Stay quiet until then. Don't make more trouble for yourself. Murderer. No, I'm not a murderer. Duh, you said before. You said you admit everything about your crimes. That sounds very untrue. No, that's not right. I mean, yes, I did stow away on this ship, but murdering my best friend. No, Flargan way. No one else could have done it. Admit the truth. Susato-san? ... Please, tell me what happened. I need to know. More dots? Very well. But there is something I would like to ask of you, too. Ugh, those eyes. She looks like she's ready to destroy me. This nightmare is getting worse by the minute. I suppose all I can do is try to find out what really happened. Oop. No, controller drift. Why do you betray me? Alright, Kazuma's death first, because I care about my bro too much. He really has been killed, hasn't he? This isn't just a bad dream? ... And these handcuffs, they think I did it? They think I'm Kazuma's killer? When they found him, the cabin was locked from the inside. Yeah, that's pretty damning evidence right there. What do you mean? There's no access to the cabin via a porthole window, and the bolts on the door can't be operated from the outside. In other words, after the crime, the culprit couldn't have escaped these four walls. What? Or, to put it another way, the culprit can only have been somebody inside this cabin. Did you check under the bed? Maybe there's a third person in here. Or do you have some other explanation? ... This is impossible. How did he die then? What happened exactly? Are you still going to deny the charge, even despite the circumstances? Yes, because I don't know what happened. Oh no, my game froze. Come on, game, please work. Okay, and there's no... Oh, it's back. Checking the chat. Let's see. Okay, nothing new yet. Boop-a-doop-a-doop. Alright, focusing. Back to focus. I don't have much focus today, but this game is so interesting. Please, Hisato-san, you have to tell me. ... Oh, she's so sad. The cause of death is still undetermined. They don't know how he died? The ship's doctor is examining the body, but of course he has no post-mortem analysis experience. I don't suppose that we shall learn more until an expert has been consulted at our next port of call. So presumably that means there were no obvious external signs of injury then. That's true, yes. Okay, and then the incident. Whew, excuse me, I just had to burp apparently. Can't anyone tell me what actually happened here in this cabin? Good. Curse the stutter. Apologies, I'm trying to pronounce your username, I swear. But a hard to pronounce username due to stuttering says bloop bleep. That made me laugh. I like those noises. Alright, back to the story. No wait, I just read this down. I don't understand it. Why would anyone want to kill Kazuma? I know! He is best bro. He is the greatest. And he was supposed to change the future of law. Presumably, that's something you know the answer better than anyone. Please. Whatever you say, you were here in the cabin after all. Well, yes, I was, but... ... He would always wake before dawn and do his training first thing in the morning. Oh, hey there, Mega Bear. Welcome back. It's like to see you. Just continuing the episodes because this is so fun. Also, unfortunately, our romance is super dead. Just to catch you up. I was waiting outside his cabin, as I have every day so far on this voyage. But this morning, he did not come. I could sense that he wouldn't. Oh. Does that mean he was already dead when Susato-san arrived at his cabin door, I wonder? Mega Bear asks, how's everyone doing? Question mark. Doing okay. Finally recovered from emotional exhaustion yesterday, which is why I had to cancel yesterday's stream. But I'm making it up today by doing 2 streams today. Mega Bear asks, wait, what? What happened? Yeah, you know how he was an important character in the last episode? Kazuma-san is super murdered. In fact, I am the first suspect. Well, not I am. Ryunosuke is first suspect because he was in the closet in the locked room where it happened. And then we're caught up because I don't know much else. It's ridiculous, but apparently, yeah, I'm on the hook for another murder. Possibly. Probably. Definitely. Skullbot 2070 says, hey Megu! Okay, Rain. Mega Bear says, oh no, I know! The bromance is dead. But we will get vengeance on him. For him? Or not on, yeah, for him. That's the right word. By getting the real culprits, which will hopefully finally stick the charges, unlike last episode. Oh wait, I just read this. I knocked, but there was no reply. Then I started to become worried, so I went to find a member of the crew. The crewman forced the cabin door open, and when we managed to get inside... There was Kazuma-sama, collapsed on the floor. Oh, even the power of friendship didn't help it. or no, I'm gonna be sad not getting to see the power of friendship power his bandana. Wow, that is a mouthful. Mega Bear says, "Hi, Skullbot 27," or I mixed those words, didn't I? Well, Mega Bear says hi at Skullbot. Dots. And the white tape there now shows exactly where he was found, I suppose. I had no idea anything had happened. I must have been asleep in the wardrobe somehow. I wish it wasn't the case, but that's just very hard to believe. This is all very hard for me to believe too. Trust me. It's so true. Now, I've told you everything that I know. So it's my turn to ask you a question. Yes, alright. Ugh, my head feels so heavy. It's still throbbing like anything. That's a weird sentence. Alright, I can't wait to examine the room and piece together how I definitely did not cause this death, and how it's probably one of the staff, because Kazuma, as far as I know, couldn't read or speak a lick of Russian. Bloop. Stowaway. Why are you even on board this ship, Naruhodo-san? Oh wait, I read that wrong. Okay. No, I used the wrong voice. Not that it's easy to tell, probably. You said something before about being a stowaway, didn't you? Oh, yes, I'm afraid that's true. It's 2 weeks since we left Japan now, and I've been shut up in this cabin the entire time. Wow, that's gotta be awful. I had no idea. But how could you have occupied Kazuma-sama's cabin for so long without without him noticing? It was his idea, that's why. No. That would have been impossible, obviously. Dot. Yes, of course. Kazuma invited me. He wanted us to go to England together. He actually asked you? But why? I'm afraid I don't really know the reason myself. Yeah, and also, like, how would school have reacted to this? How would my parents have reacted? This is all very poorly thought out. I don't understand. Kazuma, why do you want this? What's the real reason? Oh, wrong voice again. Why go to such extreme lengths to smuggle me to England with you? Because the bromance was real. Dots. It's an idea that's been on my mind ever since the end of that incredible trial. I think I told you then, didn't I? That you ought to become a lawyer yourself. Well, yes, I did say that, but I didn't think you were serious. You have a talent for it. I can assure you of that. But I've never really thought about becoming a lawyer. Then why are you going to the same school that's for lawyers and prosecutors and what other things? Now that I say that out loud, I realize that there's a lot more jobs in the justice system than just lawyer and prosecutor. Wow, that took me way too long to realize. Well, that's something you can decide for yourself. London is at the spearhead of cultural development, the center of the world in many ways. There can't be any harm in seeing such an important place with your own eyes, can there? Well, no, definitely not. But on a personal level, I just love you so much, bro. If you were to become a lawyer, then... Then what? Nothing. Forget it. No, tell the reason. Question dot? Kazuma-sama was always saying the same thing. That he wanted to change the Japanese legal system. perhaps he thought that he could do that with you. Yes, maybe. But something's still bothering me a little. The look in his eyes then. Sorry, dry throat. It was darker than I've ever seen it before. Suzato-san, I'm sorry that we kept it a secret from you. My stowing away on this ship, I mean. If I know Kazuma-sama, I expect he was trying to protect me, to avoid becoming guilty by association. That's actually exactly it. He literally just said that in that flashback, like 2 flashbacks ago. That's exactly right, yes. Word perfect, in fact. Alright, last note. If you're not the culprit, then tell me, what happened last night here in this cabin? ... Well, the thing is, I don't really remember. Oh, come on. Ryunosuke, I don't even know what to call you. That's just frustrating. ... Kazuma brought me something to eat, just like he always did. And then I got myself into that wardrobe over there, just like I always did. Oh no. Okay, so, suspicions already. Sleeping agent in the food was supposed to be for Kazuma, so that way whoever really murdered him could steal his stuff, and then unexpectedly he was awake, and yeah, that's my guesstimation so far, because I've played way too many Ace Attorney games. After that, I fell asleep. Well, yes. So deeply that you didn't even stir when Kazuma-sama was killed. Well, yes. ... I know, it sounds unbelievable. Really, I do. But it's the truth. If only I'd woken up, then perhaps I wouldn't be in this predicament. And for some reason, my head's still throbbing like anything. Really? Signs of being poisoned. ... Is something wrong? Oh, no, it's... Please forget it. No! Make that connection, please! Skullbot 2070 says, or not enough Ace Attorney games. Well, exactly. That's why I'm playing this one that I've never played before. Because it's one of the few in the series that I've never played before. I have even played those hilariously awful spin-off games of the Edgeworth. Lore-wise, great. But gameplay-wise, they were actually, well, the one in English was really awful. I hear the second game is also really awful. But yeah, the story-wise, that was great. Gameplay-wise, not so much. But focusing back to this game before I go on another nerd tangent. Suzato-san, you have to believe me. I didn't do it. I really don't want to doubt you. But the trouble is, there's no one else who could possibly have done this. I can think of a couple other suspects as a metagamer. Ugh. Multiverse gamer? Just a general nerd. Kazuma, I don't understand. Why? Why did this have to happen? Because it's a drama story. I can't take this. Don't try to go anywhere. You're the perpetrator of this crime. You can't leave. I can't allow that to happen. I'm sorry. But Kazuma was killed right under my nose here. And I didn't do anything to stop it. No, not the guilt trip, not the self-guilt trip. Don't do that to yourself. And now I'm supposed to just sit around, my hands tied, while whoever did this walks free? No, I can't allow that to happen. Mega Bear says, what would we do without our bro Kazuma now? We'll do what he would have done in his stead, since he literally can't solve his own murder. Because it's not that type of paranormal game. Well, what do you propose to do then? I'm going to investigate. I'm going to find out exactly what happened here. I'm going to work out who took Kazuma's life, and how and why they did it. I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to excuse me. Oh no! Waiting for this to pause. So, yep, hi-ya, is what she said before throwing me on my, asparagus? Yeah, we'll go with asparagus. I'm trying to curse less. Well, not curse at all. So I've taken to using food-based insults and curse words, which makes the things so much funnier. What the? That was a Susato takedown. Skullbot 2070 says, "We'll form a sewing circle of justice." That's great. That's hilarious. Okay. That actually does sound fun, though. A Susato what? What martial art form is that? I'm going to need you to prove it. Sorry, prove it? Yes, your innocence. I need evidence. That is a fair point. I can work with that. But how am I supposed to... Have you forgotten already what you achieved just a few weeks ago? You successfully defended yourself in a court of law. Ah, I see. Yeah, and that was a broccoli to... nah, that doesn't work as good. Anyways, that was a pain in the aardvark to defend myself at. Just saying. It was super stacked against me and super scapegoaty. She's expecting me to present some conclusive evidence. ... I have to get Susato-san to believe me. I'll show her some evidence right now that proves I'm not guilty of this awful crime. I really want to present my collar pin because that would be funny. But this is serious time. Gotta have my serious face on. Serious face. Okay. Already... Oh wait. Can I examine? Ah, cool. I can switch this one. Okay. This is the paper seal I wrote for the wardrobe. I remember really working hard to make it. Really? Okay. But I'll never forget how Kazuma reacted. He was the one who told me to. Okay. Sorry, it's just ridiculous. Do you expect the Russian crew to be able to read that? He said. Still, I was sure people would get the idea, even if they couldn't read it. So we used it anyway. And it worked. I don't know if the crew thought it was creepy or what, but no one opened the doors. That's funny. Alright, and then the adhesive on the back. Excuse me. You can see the remnants of the glue we used to stick this over the wardrobe doors, which I'm really glad that didn't ruin the wardrobe, but that's kind of less important than the murder investigation. Although it wasn't proper glue, of course. We didn't have any of that with us. So then what is it? Oh, so cute. So I pulverized some rice into a paste to use instead. But to a stowaway like me, every single grain of rice represents precious rations. That's why I spread it as thinly as I possibly could. I couldn't bear to waste any. Oh, that's really funny, actually. Okay. Present.
Yes!
Tell me, when I was discovered in the wardrobe before, was this piece of paper stuck over the doors? Oh, yes it was. I remember clearly. I thought so. Kazuma always put it in place whenever I went to sleep in there. Just in case the cabin steward or another crew member decided to look inside. So, naturally, he did the same last night as well. Ah, yes, of course. The gentleman who discovered you peeled that sign from the wardrobe doors before he opened them. Before he opened them. Blech. But if I were truly the culprit... Excuse me. I couldn't have climbed back inside the wardrobe and stuck this on the outside of the doors on my own. Yeah, that's kind of super impossible. Yes, that's quite true. In other words, I keep on mixing up my voice acting. It's impossible that I killed Kazuma. ... Also, watching this upside down is kind of funny. ... Well, even if you are sprawled hopelessly on the floor, which hopefully didn't disturb any evidence. I can see why Kazuma-sama thought so highly of you. Thank you, Susato-san. Now, do you think perhaps you could help me up? That's so funny. Well, in the light of that evidence, I don't see any reason why I should stop you from investigating in here, at least. Thank you! Whew, curse you, yawning. So you finally believe me? I'm sorry. No. What? I'm not sure yet. I can't rule out the possibility that you used some sort of conjuring trick to put the sign back in position. What does she think I am, a magician? Well, I mean, they do exist in this universe. For now, I suggest you investigate as thoroughly as possible in here. I'll do the same. Alright, let's get to work, Susato-san. Please, don't... Oh, wrong voice. Why did I make this mistake? I need to read the name cards before I continues. Please, don't underestimate me. Misunderstand me. Why did I complete that wrong? I still have my doubts. Oh. I shall be watching you to make sure you do nothing that might disturb the crime scene. I wouldn't want you to use your conjuring trick to destroy evidence, for example. I am not a magician. I am an attorney to be. Right. Well, anyway, I should make a start on investigating in here. Examine everything I can. Squeaky chair, I wish you'd stop squeaking. I need to do... What's the thing I'm trying to do? Sorry, trying to find some buttons. Okay. Kazuma, I swear, I will avenge your death. Ooh, yay! New gameplay. But firstly, I will say, because that was a lot of stuff to go through. Bloop. Bloop. Save complete. Alright. Talk first or examine first? Okay, I gotta do it. I gotta do the thing. Susato-san, about this. I'm sorry, Naruhodo-san. But we don't have time to waste on anything else. We must find clues. Dang it, I was hoping I was gonna do the thing. She looks serious. Really quite deadly serious. Well, fine then. I will do that another time when it is less serious, and maybe I can get some reactions on my pin, because traditions, man. I gotta do it. Okay, let's examine first, and then ask all our questions. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Bloop. Perhaps I should see what this Russian crewman makes of the scene of the crime. Excuse me. What? I was wondering how it's going. The investigation, I mean. ... Grandmother told me Japanese people do not make jokes. But it's not true, I see. Sorry? The criminal asking investigator for information about his crime? Very funny. No. Oh, it wasn't supposed to be a joke. He doesn't appear to be laughing either. He's convinced you're guilty. You might have useful information, though. I have to keep trying. So, last night, did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all? ... Yes, of course not. Now, back to quarter room and make silent. Oh, that was cute. I say no more to you. Did I hit a nerve? Just for a minute there, he seemed a little flustered. Oh dear, that won't do. Oh, what's the matter, Susato-san? Whenever I'm examining things, I always find myself so focused, I forget to look around properly. Yes, that's not good. I don't suppose you're as foolish as me in that regard, are you, Naruhodo-san? More tutorial. I was like, okay, what is with this weird dialogue? I'm sure you're careful to look at all surrounding using these buttons, aren't you? Now, let's investigate all corners of this cabin. Yes, let's do that. With the buttons. I suppose my field of vision has been rather small until now. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Alright. Examine this door. Stupid squeaky chair. I wish you'd stop squeaking. When I went for help, and the crewman forced the door open, this bolt had been firmly closed. Quite a small bolt, and not particularly sturdy. It just slides across to secure the door shut. But still, with the door bolted, there would be no way to get in or out of the cabin. That's for sure. It's no wonder everyone suspects me. Yeah, it's really, really damning evidence. ... When she glares at me like that, I feel tense all up and down my spine. Yeah, that's... Yeesh. I remember reading once in a detective novel. The culprit used a needle and thread to draw a bolt across from the outside of the room in a situation like this. Yes, that's a clever trick, isn't it? I'm an avid reader of detective stories myself. But the door of this cabin and its frame are made of metal, and they seal together perfectly. There'd be no possibility of using that needle and thread trick here, I'm afraid. Dang it, I was gonna call that one as a theory, too. But we are on a ship, so that would explain it. ... When she glares at me like that, I feel pins and needles all up and down my spine. I'm gonna get more dramatic every time that sentence comes up. Bloop. These are the rules of passage for travel aboard the SS Buria. Buria? I hope I'm pronouncing that right. It's essentially a list of requests from the captain to all passengers on board. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden, so what did they think of Kazuma's sword? Also, does this mean we'll get to see a pet later? ... What? Why are you staring at me? Oh, sorry, I was just thinking. Are you more of a dangerous object or a pet? Oh, come on, I can't handle all these birds. Oh, that's so funny. I can't decide. Well, one thing's for sure. Either way, I wasn't supposed to be in here. Alright, now let's go look at these knocked over majiggers. The books have fallen over on the shelf. Look, they've all toppled the same way. So someone probably bumped into those. And what's this? A statue of some god of the sea, although he's fallen over as well. Yes, it's almost as if the whole shelf has been ransacked, and everything mown down at once. Mega Bear says, good question, honestly. I wonder if... Perhaps it was Kazuma-sama doing his morning sword training, do you think? I seriously doubt it. Then perhaps... it was you, Naruhodo-san, in a fit of rage? I wouldn't have been bothered leaving the wardrobe just to mess up a few books and a statue. Could the way these things have been thrown about have anything to do with the case, I wonder? Make a note! Well, I'll just set everything straight again. I don't like to see a mess. Suzato, you... No, you don't mess with evidence! You mess with the evidence. This... No. It makes me sad. Why would you do that? No, wait. No, I didn't mean to. Oh. These books are provided for the entertainment of whoever is occupying the cabin, I suppose. And they must be well looked after. You mustn't damage any of the ship's property. But it wasn't me who knocked them over. Well, anyway, I feel much better now they're neatly lined up. I can't relax when things are a mess. This is a locked room murder investigation. Why would you touch it? Bad, Suzato. Mega Bear says, oh dear, where is Kazuma when you need him? Well, I would say 6 feet under as a terrible dark humor joke, but we're on the ocean, so I can't use that joke anyways. Also, I'm just really sad because I can't have him around no more. Although, literally speaking, I am overthinking this way too much. Anyways, going back to the story. Oops. Okay, nope, can't zoom in. Let's see, the trunk I traveled in. That's a very large traveling case, isn't it? Yes, it carries a lot of memories for me, and some bruises from it. Memories? What do you mean? Well, that's actually how I stowed away on this vessel. I was brought on board inside that case. Ah, yes, I see it says, "this way up" in Japanese. That's hilarious. Okay, sorry, that was too good. There's so many jokes. Which, in hindsight, I should have realized the foreign crewman wouldn't be able to read. I was turned over and over and over. I was tossed on the floor in here. Oh dear, being a stowaway isn't as romantic as it sounds. Nope, not even a little. Well, it was less painful than the Susato takedown. Okay, that was pretty funny. Bloop. This is where dear Kazuma-sama would have sat whenever he was writing. London Diary. Poor Kazuma. He didn't even make it to his destination. Oh, stop making me sad. But also, it's kind of part of the game right now. It looks as though the last entry is incomplete. Which means, what? He was in the middle of writing it when the incident happened? So he was caught off guard. Let's see what it says. It could be a valuable clue. Hi-ya! That's out of the question. What? Kazuma-sama may have departed this world, but you must not read his private thoughts. Murder investigation! Oh. But what if it's something important? Something relevant to the case? ... Alright, I want to read it. Let me read it. Poor Kazuma-sama. I don't like prying into people's personal matters either. But in this case, isn't the need for clues more important? ... Also, it's really handy that they gave me a check mark for searches. Alright, no, I don't want the... Doop. Okay, I guess... Oh, it's close as I can get for now. Did Kazuma write that before he died? Looks like it's written in ink. He must have not... Excuse the yawn, it caught me off guard. He must have knocked the ink pot from the desk when he collapsed on the floor. Then I suppose he wrote this message by dipping his finger in the spillage? Poor Kazuma-sama. No doubt he was in terrible pain. It's almost unbearable to imagine it. I suppose he was trying to leave some kind of clue in his final moments, was he? Unfortunately, no. This one has played out in other Ace Attorney games as completely false. I'm sorry, partner, but I can't read your writing. I don't think that's Japanese, Naruhodo-san. Nah, really? You sure? What? Then what language is it? It pains me to admit it, but I don't know. It's not a foreign script I'm familiar with. What does it mean, I wonder? Don't know, but Herlock Sholmes... I'm gonna have so much trouble remembering this. Herlock Sholmes. Which still sounds really funny. Okay, so what's this that was probably under the body? Okay, controller drift, work with me, not against me. There we go. What do you think this is? It looks like a broken piece of glassware. Whatever the thing was, it appears to have broken clean in two. The glass is such a beautiful color. It looks like a cute little... not sure how to pronounce this, so apologies for mispronunciations here. Looks like a little Netsuke. Is it Netsuke or Netsuke? Apologies for mispronunciation. Fastener from a kimono outfit. I'm not sure that sounds like Kazuma. He wouldn't have secretly carried a cute little trinket like this around with him. Would he? And the mark beside it, what is it, I wonder? It has sort of like a sort of brick-like hue. Yes, you're right. It is the color of a brick, isn't it? Even though I don't see anything of the same color anywhere else in this cabin. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Need to get a new controller when I can afford it. There we go. That's Kazuma-sama's precious sword. He never went anywhere without it. Yes, he was always saying that Japanese man katana is his soul. I believe he had to work very hard to convince the government to allow him to bring it on this trip. I suppose that shows just how important it was to him. And now he's gone. But I'm not ready to let his spirit go just yet. ... Bloop, bloop, bloop. There we go. Seigi. I think I pronounced that hopefully halfway right. Japanese word for justice. The brush strokes are straight and true, just like Kazuma. Yes, his calligraphy always was a reflection of his heart. Yet can you really look at those characters without feeling shame, knowing who drew them so thoughtfully? Of course I can. I mean, I'm innocent, so why shouldn't I be able to? ... Even though you stowed away on the ship. By invitation. Sort of. ... Now you're gonna bring that up, are you? I can't win. There's nothing on this table at all. The plate and cutlery are all over the floor for some reason. Yes, it's strange. Last night when I went to sleep, I'm sure everything was still... No, wait a minute. What is it? That's funny. I can't seem to remember anything about what happened after dinner at all. ... So then perhaps you are responsible for what happened to Kazuma-sama? No. Just keep on digging your hole. That's my dinner from last night. A roast chicken. It was really tasty. No, not the food again. You're gonna make me hungry. Well, hungrier. This food sounds delicious. Yes, it was very delicious, wasn't it? But did you eat it on the floor here? I'm not a dog, Suzato-san. I ate at the table, of course. Which begs the question of when and how the plate ended up on the floor. But Kazuma-sama didn't like chicken at all, did he? No, that's right. He didn't touch it. Which meant all the more for me. Oh no, does that mean... Poor Kazuma-sama spent his last night on this earth with an empty belly? It's just too horrible. I mean, that is really sad, but also that means that if it was poisoned by some sort of sleeping agent, that he would have been unaffected entirely. Ugh, now I suddenly have a guilty conscience and an achy stomach. Curse you, controller drift. Okay, so I think that's everything on this wall except for speaker? Nope. Okay. Bloop. Bloop, I said. There we go. I wish I knew what this said already, but I can't read Russian. Bloop. I can't read most languages, but still. This is, yes, it's a bell cord contraption, I think. What do you mean, contraption? I read about it in a book I was studying that talked about life in Great Britain. Large households often have bell cords like this, which you can pull to ring a bell to summon servants. Really? That sounds almost magical. Dot dot dots. Dot dot dot. Shall we give it a little try? Yes, in the interest of cultural research, obviously. Oh, she's so cute. Dot dot dots. More dots. Oh, you poor girl. No. Okay. I suppose nobody comes for lowly Japanese people. No. I'm sure it's just that everyone is busy. That's all. And we are in a locked murder room. And there's already somebody in here that could help us. Also, it's a big ship. Lots of reasons. Bloop. Bloop. What is up with my controller? There we go. I think that's some kind of opening for a ventilator. A hole through which fresh air can circulate into the cabin. Isn't that a little odd? What do you mean? Well, this ventilator, if that's what it is, looks like it must connect to the next door cabin. Not entirely a locked murder room. Ow, hold on, gotta adjust. Okay. I'm sorry about the squeaky chair. So, not an entirely locked room case. Because if other games and novels have taught me anything, is if there is a vent, there is definitely someone in the story that could definitely fit through it into wherever the other location is. Yes, it would appear to, you're right. But if its purpose is to allow fresh air into the room, surely it should be connected to the outside. That's true. Perhaps it's so that rain and spray don't find their way in when the seas are rough, or something like that. I suppose maybe that's it. When did you get there? What? Who's that? He wasn't there a minute ago. Also, why are you... I mean, I'm not complaining of the visuals, but, like, it is a bit odd. As far as I can tell, he looks like he might be European. Oh, how did he... You've noticed the man too, have you? I have no idea who he is or how he got in here, but he looks suspicious. And tall. Suspiciously tall. Oh, come on, that's too funny. Exclamation dot? Naruhodo-san, don't tell me. Do you really not know who that is? Yeah, no, his very unique name escapes me. Well, no, I don't have any foreign friends or acquaintances at all. He doesn't look like a member of the crew. There's something very unusual about him. And is he infesting Kazuma's desk, or is he just playing on it? I can't tell. Well, in that case, we simply must talk with him. Am I just imagining it? Or does... Oop. Sorry, gotta do a thing. Okay. All good. Am I just imagining it? Or does Suzato-san look almost uncontrollably excited? Because he's got the fun toys. By the way, I expect you've noticed already, but just in case. Press A on people when they're in the crosshairs. You can converse with them. More tutorials. Alright then, I'll get that suspiciously tall gentleman in my sights and see what he has to say for himself. Oh, please do. Okay, I really want to, but I was in the middle of examining other things. Bloop. It's some 2 weeks since we set sail from Japan. Have you really been living in that wardrobe the entire time, Naruhodo-san? Well, I mean, you know, like according to Rukia and Ren and other characters from anime, most wardrobes are very roomy and definitely sleepable. Ooh, or from more recent D&D playthroughs, Dob, as he set up that really nice one for that one NPC. Brain, tired, outside extra reference. They're hilarious. Anyways, back to the story. I think living isn't quite the right description. Oh, no, I suppose not. Although it must have been rather exciting, making this voyage in your own secret hideout. The trouble was, I never knew when a member of the crew might come in. So yes, I did basically have to live in the wardrobe. And it did not lead to Narnia. And last night was no exception. But because of that, you have had no idea what was happening out here in the cabin. No, sadly not. Dot dot dot. Whoop, bloop bloop bloop. Oh, that was not a highlighted one. My bad. Wrong button. I keep wanting to push the triggers to look at the rest of the room. Oh, that is the rest of the room. Never mind. Alright, Sholmes. Let's talk to you. Bloop. Excuse me. Dot dot dot. Excuse me, do you have a moment? Shh, this is a critical point in my investigation. Dot dot dot. I'm gonna be terrible with this voice and not knowing what I'm gonna do with it. Maybe I should leave him alone. He seems a little unfriendly. Yes, perhaps that would be for the best. Oy. Greetings! Oh, no! Controller drift! Stop betraying me! Greetings! I hope I haven't kept you long. Ah! What exactly were you doing on Kazuma's desk just now? I love his jacket and his goggles. Basically, I just really like his whole wardrobe. I kinda want it. Dot dot dot. Ah, I see. Fascinating. Sorry, what do you see? Feels like he's looking right through me. Is it like Mushu levels or... Oh yes, everything is clear now. The train of reasoning has run its course. My deductions have crystallized. Oh no, he's trying to sound cool, but just coming across as not that. You have been in Afghanistan. Oh no. Agreed, Mega Bear. Mega Bear says, great, another weirdo. I perceive. Just recently returned, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry. What? And now, whilst venturing toward foreign climes, you find yourself in a most troubling predicament. Oh, well, that's true at least. But how? Oh no, don't freeze on me. I want to see the cool animations. Curse you. There we go. No, that's not how to do puns. Mega Bear says, I love the steampunkiness of the clothes though. I know. Also, pardon this pun. I do not endorse this one, but it is still a pun that I must read. How the deuce did I know that, perhaps? Because he's trying to say the deuce. Oh no, why is my game freezing? Stop freezing. It was really a most elementary deduction, hardly worth explaining. No, please explain, because you were really, really wrong. Have you perhaps managed to deduce anything else? But of course, a great many things. There is no mystery, my dear madam. For example... so wrong. You're so off. You have fled your native land of Russia, being, as you are, a merciless revolutionary. Exclamation dot. You leave 16 victims of assassination in your wake and now travel to England to blow up the Crystal Tower. Double exclamations. And when the beribboned occupant of this very cabin discovered your identity, you ended his life too. Yes, I believe that summarizes the facts beautifully. No need to hide the truth now. Nothing deceives these eyes, except for your own pompous hubris. Dot, dot, dot. This is hilarious. Just to be clear, you are talking about me, are you? Certainly I am. Megabear says, everything Mr. Mustardclose has said until now is just all wrong. Definitely agree there. Do you see another in this cabin who fits the bill? A Russian assassin with 16 victims to his name? What? I don't even see one person who fits that bill. Oh no, Ryunosuke's gonna be the voice of reasoning / the audience / me, because I guess I count, sort of. So it's true. It was you who did this to Kazuma-sama. What? And you're plotting a revolution too? You know I'm not Russian. It's shameful behavior, Naruhodo-san. Absolutely wicked. No, listen, there's no way I... Hiya! Come on. Oh dear. Okay. Now explain yourself. Tell me everything. I will. But first, I'm going to take a water break because I just realized it's like almost an hour and a half game time. And also I need to check that everything is still working. Megabear says, we need a responsible and actually mature adult in here. Yeah, that's true. Alright. Checking things that things are working. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Still working there. Bloop. What else is happening? Checking things. Okay, so apparently it crashed on Twitch a bit, but I'm back up. Facebook. Still doing good. I hope. Bloop. Checking things, because I forgot to check the things. Ow. Yep, still going. Okay. And then checking Streamlabs. Okay. That's all good. Bloop, 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 bloop. Oh, yeah. Ow. Alright. Now for the water break, because I'd be thirsty, and I'm still supposed to hydrate as much as a plant. Apparently, because I'm very dehydrated lately. Blech. Still bored of the flavor of water, though. Alright, time to explain that I'm not a Russian assassin. That's so funny. Okay. This is ridiculous. How could you do it? For pity's sake, open your eyes! I'm not a Russian revolutionary, obviously. Oh, forgive me. She got so swept up in the... and as for you, what kind of deduction was that? You were just saying the first thing that came into your head. Ah, but was I not right? No, you were very, very wrong. Whilst venturing toward foreign climes, you do find yourself in most troubling predicament, do you not? That was the only thing you were right. Well, yes, maybe. Ha! There you have it, you see? What do you make of that, Methinks you were not a popular child. Well, to be honest... This ship is en route to England, and I'm in handcuffs at the scene of a murder. So, I'm not really sure you could call it deduction. It's more plain observation. Which is what I have really good skills in. Indeed, an observation, my dear boy, is the basis of all deduction. My method is founded upon the observation of trifles, you see. I announce my findings with a brassy certitude. And more often than not, I'm right. I don't think you introduced yourself. Ah, my apologies. How remiss of me. I am none other than the greatest detective of the century. Oh, I hope his hubris will be his hilarious downfall. Known to men and women the world over. The First you stuttering. The inimitable Herlock Sholmes. I hate when I have to slow down talking. So, it's really you, the actual Herlock Sholmes? The very same. The inimitable actual Herlock Sholmes. Do you know this man, Suzato-san? The most famous detective in the world, Naruhodo-san. Of course I do. There's nobody who hasn't heard of him. Except for me. Mega Bear says, of course the Herlock Sholmes name. I know, right? It's so funny. Definitely an unforgettable and not similar to any sort of actual copyright infringing things. Apparently, I heard was an issue with the translations or something. What planet have I been living on then? We must ask him what he's deduced. He will have worked out the entire case already, I'm sure. Really? Why do I feel uneasy about this? This is gonna go... Oh no! I just realized I didn't get to talk... Oh. Man, I didn't get to... Oh, well. Alright, so note for future self. Talk first, then examine everything. Or maybe she's in the other side of the room, and I can just talk to her. Nope. Aww. Boo. Now I'm kind of sad. Alright, let's talk, I guess. Boop, boop. Bloop. So, you're a great detective, are you? Sorry, what was your name again? Indeed, I am none other than the one and only Herlock Sholmes. Oh, I see. You're German? Herlock, was it? No, I have no I mean, I have hair. Please, call me Sholmes. can read all about my exploits in this exciting London publication. Wow, how pompous are you? You just carry your own explanation backstory? Oh yes, Lancet magazine, full of wonderful short stories and interesting articles from Great Britain. I never miss an issue. I have a set from England especially. Ah yes, here it is. The Adventures of Herlock Sholmes. So, you're the protagonist in a series of short stories, then. I mean, like you're one to talk, Ryunosuke, but yeah, sure. Indeed I am. And you've read so many of your own stories, you've started to think you really are a detective. Ouch, nice burn. Make no mistake, I'm not the poor, deluded fellow you take me for. Your inference is backwards. Backward? My trusty biographer records my greatest detecting achievements and chronicles them in the magazine. You have a biographer, do you? Doesn't everyone? Mine goes by the name of Dr. Wilson, pleasantly keeping shop in London. Dr. Wilson. I must say, thanks to that publication, I've been fantastically busy of late. Why, this very moment I am returning from Asia, having solved the mystery of a cursed royal crown. Really? I can't work out whether I should take this man seriously or not. Deduction, you see, is to me a science, logical reasoning in its purest form. A science? Really? The astute observer notices even the most subtle of reactions in his subject. A furtive glance, a twist of a muscle, a slight inclination of the posture. Fingernails, arm sleeves, furrows in the skin. All these things are data. Must I input data? Right. And the trained logician makes deductions from this data in the blink of an eye. The ultimate conclusion is, without fail, the truth. As I demonstrated only a few short moments ago. How can he look me in the eye and claim that? Good question. So, you see, I have a turn both for observation and for deduction. And fame. That is what makes me the one and only, no, Herlock Sholmes. Did you just forget your own name? What? Sorry, he literally just, okay. That's, wow, we forgot. Okay, anyways. Alright, Kazuma's death. Have you managed to deduce anything about this particular case yet? Have I managed to deduce anything, my dear fellow? That's literally my entire existence. Who do you suppose discovered the culprit in his most cunning hiding place? Oh, that's right. So it's your fault that I'm stuck in this predicament. It was none other than the great detective before you now, Mr. Herlock Sholmes. Ah, I see. In other words, I'm in these now because of him. When I became anxious about Kazuma-sama this morning, I summoned all of the crew members to force the cabin door open. And I concealed myself among their number. How? You were literally like steampunk detective incarnate. How could you possibly hide? Anyways, gaining entry to the scene of the crime. Yes, luckily for everyone, the great detective Herlock Sholmes was on board. And the handcuffs seemed to be an excellent fit, Mr. Naruhodo. Ugh. Ah! The very moment I laid eyes on the scene, two facts were immediately apparent to me. Oh really? Two facts, you say? Let me read. Bloop! Mr. Sholmes, tell us please. What two facts were apparent to you when you came into the cabin this morning? Phew, Mega Bear says. It's the power of the mustard jacket and funny goggles. Yes, probably. Yes, but first, let us be precise. The two facts in question were immediately apparent to me. Yes, I understand, but what were they? Allow me to elucidate. I think I said that word right. The two facts that I deduced from a mere momentary glance at the scene of the crime were as follows. Number one, the cabin was locked from within, rendering escape of the culprit out of the question. Number two, the victim was Russian and killed following a dispute with the acquaintance. Hold on, Mr. Sholmes. What made you think the victim was Russian? Observe the dying message left by the victim on the floor. Not left by the victim, is my theory. That's usually how this goes. I cannot read Russian, so I'm not even going to attempt. That is the Russian word for wardrobe. Do you really think Kazuma-sama could have left a dying message in Russian? Oh wait, that was Susato that read that. My bad. In their final moments, many find their native tongue filling their head. For this young man, Russian. Kazuma was Russian, was he? No, he was... No! Initially, I considered maybe the name of a killer. A certain Robert Guard, perhaps. But in the interest of thoroughness, I decided it would be wrong not to look inside the wardrobe there at least. Where you found Mr. Naruhodo sleeping soundly. Oh, I'm not even San anymore. Susato, you know... Anyways. I'm not gonna get hung about that. Quite so. I found you, the renowned Russian revolutionary killer. Why is it that I'm Russian too? I observed that you were wearing the same attire as the victim. In other words, you were acquainted. And if my memory serves, that outfit is the traditional dress of the Russian people. It's a school uniform, you intelligent idiot. Our school uniforms are the traditional dress of the Russian people? I had no idea. If I could make my V-right face palm, I would. And I had no idea a detective could get something so wrong. I took a photograph of the victim and the message that I might analyze it for possible hidden details. Oh, he looks so peaceful. Moment of silence for our NPC bro-in-law. Oh, Kazuma. Made me so sad. This was taken immediately after the young man was discovered, before the body was removed. Speaking of which, I'm kind of jelly of that printout briefcase you have on your belt. Herlock Sholmes. Yes, Kazuma had already been taken away when I woke up. This is the first time I've actually seen him like this. Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, yes, thank you. The photograph of the crime scene has been entered into the court record. Can I ask you something, Mr. Sholmes? What, pray? You mentioned Russia before as well, didn't you? You know, when you said I was a fearsome revolutionary fleeing from Russia and all that? Ah, yes, the train of reasoning that led me to the truth, which is incorrect. Still, would you mind explaining that train of reasoning to me, do you think? Insert proper word here. Certainly, if it interests you. How many times? I'm not Russian, and I don't speak Russian. Nope. Can we talk about your deduction before? Things that you concluded about me, I mean. Ah, the now famously accurate troubling predicaments you find yourself in? Actually, it was the other details that I was more hoping to discuss. You know, the merciless Russian revolutionary and assassin of 16 parts? Ah, yes, the more sordid details. Oh, don't freeze on me now. It was a fairly commonplace deduction. Alright, come on back. Stop freezing up on me. Oh wait, it didn't freeze on me. It was just a quiet part of the game. My bad. I totally spaced. Here, we have this morning's paper. The main headline reads... Revolutionary Violin Bolshevik. Oh, that hurts my brain to try to pronounce. I am so sorry for the bad pronunciations. Flees Russia via Shanghai. That doesn't look anything like me. This vessel made a port call at Shanghai yesterday, and last night the young Russian was murdered. Since when was Kazuma a Russian? It sounds like Mr. Sholmes has concluded he was Russian because of what Kazuma-sama wrote on the floor. But he couldn't write Russian, because he didn't know any. He was studying English. It was a simple act of reasoning to realize that the culprit of this crime was the same merciless revolutionary. One who would kill the very man who helped him to escape after his true identity was discovered. Yes, you. I can't pronounce this name. Violin Bolshevik. No. How could it be me? Don't look anything like this man. Just look at his face. Although, I am gonna see if maybe... Oh, he's not in here yet. The other Russian guy my brain just died. This is the one that sounds like Heavy from TF game. The TF... Boo, I can't pronounce it. Sorry. Just look at his face. Well, oh, I did not mean to push that button. See, well, you are a fearsome revolutionary after all. Okay, that's all I missed. Nothing important. Therefore, you have no doubt learnt to revolutionize your appearance as well. Ugh, please. And, might I add, your name does not appear on the ship's passenger list. Need I say more? Well, that's because I'm a stowaway. What about the other details? Ooh, excuse me, yawning getting to me. The 16 victims of assassination and blowing up the Crystal Tower? Ah, yes, the journalist clearly interviewed the man and printed all those particulars in the article. The deeds the man is Oop. Sorry, almost slipped. Okay, I'm fine. Just squeaky chair being squeaky. See, the deeds the man has perpetrated thus far, and those he is plotting. Yes, everything about this revolutionary Bolshevik was included. There could be no mistake. Do revolutionaries usually agree to interviews with newspaper reporters, I wonder? What about the part where you said I was just returning from Afghanistan? Also, quite clearly stated here in the article. Bolshevik is recently returned after a period of subversive activities in a war-torn region of Afghanistan. Where even is it, anyway? This Afghanistan place. Here, take the paper for yourself, as a little memento of this great deduction. Oh, your hubris will be... Well, first it's my undoing, but later it's going to be your own undoing. Oh, thank you. I've absorbed all that is of interest to me within its pages, but I see no rubbish bin nearby. Well, and it's a murder room that you should not be futternucking with. Just saying. The article has been added. And you may find the article on the back page of interest as well. On the back. Cast your eye over it sometime if the interest takes you, though you may need someone to interpret. Well, let's just do that right now. Pausing time, checking things. It looks nothing like me. I'm afraid I can't read a word of Russian. No, me neither. I have no idea what any of this says. The pair of you flattering is a sorry sight. Allow me to offer some assistance. The article on the front page of this newspaper is concerned with the fearsome Russian. Also, if you thought if I was Russian and could read this, why did you suddenly say that I meant you an interpreter? He thinks your logic is very flawed. It reads, Revolutionary Violent Bolshevik flees Russia via Shanghai. Yes, you told us that before. It reveals also that those who seek the man's beard with their own eyes never live to tell the tale. Oh my goodness, he is fearsome. Well, presumably the newspaper photographer was alright, wasn't he? The solution is obvious, of course. If he despises his beard to that degree, he need only to shave it off. I'm not quite sure that's the problem, Mr. Sholmes. Ooh, that's so bad. Bloop. You look important. This is interesting. Have you found something relevant, Naruhodo? I don't know, but according to this game, it probably is. Well, no, I mean, it might be interesting. I can't read a single word, I'm afraid. No, nor can I, but look at this picture. Perhaps it's about a beautiful young Russian princess, do you think? She is very pretty, isn't she? I suppose you enjoy articles like this, do you? I don't know. I can't make any sense of it. Ah, I'm glad you've noticed this article. Ah! Allow me to give you a short summary of its contents. Oh, thank you. It pops up everywhere, this Mr. Sholmes. It's about the disappearance of a young lady last night. Renowned prima ballerina of the Novovich Ballet disappears from Shanghai. During a performance in Shanghai, the famous dancer was reported missing. She is, of course, the talented young Nikolana Pavlova. Why are Russian names so hard to remember? Well, all names are hard to remember, but that's beside the point. It would appear the woman was in costume when she was found to be missing from her dressing room, wearing the diamond tiara you see pictured, which is worth some 20,000 rubles. So are they more concerned about the very expensive crown or about the ballerina? That's an excellent question. Oh, how much is 20,000 rubles? I have no idea, but I'm quite sure it must be an unbelievable sum of money. Son's eyes are shining like diamonds themselves. The tiara is the property of the Novovich Ballet. It would seem the director is beside herself with worry. With the crown or the ballerina? Yes, I'm not surprised. The company is most anxious to recover both Miss Pavlova and the valuable tiara. They've requested international assistance at all ports with sailings to Great Britain. Oh, excuse the yawn, I'm apparently sleepy. Could this be another case of a Russian fleeing his or her country? It does seem to be the Russian thing to do. I'm not even going to dignify that with a response, Mr. Naruhodo. I mean, yeah, like, just, really? Really, dude? That was terrible. See, the article has been entered. And... cool. Also, the pictures are very pretty. It's all written in Russian. I couldn't hope to read it. And I'm not Russian. Sorry, it's just Herlock Sholmes' deduction that I'm Russian, should be able to read Russian, then gives me a Russian newspaper, and then says I might need an interpreter. Like, he just rededuced his own deduction. But I suppose it wouldn't hurt to just glance at the article. There might be a picture or two. What were you investigating?
Before we started talking, you were examining Kazuma's desk, weren't you? Kazuma? Ah, yes, the victim. Did you notice anything useful? Anything at all? Observe for a moment the desktop of the victim. We see that the victim was engaged in penning some text. London diary. Kazuma's keeping notes of the trip. But I don't think you should read his private writings. It could upset people. Tragic. And something you want to perhaps elucidate before the act of reading. You mean you read it already? It is my business to know what other people do not. Yes, believe it or not, I know a smattering of Japanese. Oh, I see. Well, you're about to know what a Susato takedown is. ... Oh, come on! Give him the Susato takedown! He deserves it! He read the thing. You wouldn't even let me read the thing, and he is my bro! Susato-san, aren't you going to throw the detective with one of your trademark takedowns? I'm sorry, Naruhodo-san. What on earth do you mean? Life is so unfair. Anyway, to return to the matter at hand, namely, the diary belonging to the victim. It would appear the final sentence is incomplete, as if the author were cut short. Tell me, what is the nature of the writing? Pray be precise as to the details. Oh, but I thought you knew Japanese. A smattering, dear boy, a smattering! Which means not a lot. Sayonara, banzai, nikaro, naro naro. I trust you're suitably impressed. Oh no, is he a weeb too? But this diary is littered with complicated-looking characters, of which I can read precisely none. So what was all that showing off before then? If you'd be so kind as to show me, I would be happy to read it to you, Mr. Sholmes. Susato. I'm much obliged, my dear madam. Well, at least you got some manners. The final entry here in Kazuma-sama's diary consists of just 2 short sentences. The first reads, 1:23 a.m. You can hear a faint whistling sound. A whistling sound? These are very deep waters. Pray, go on. The second sentence reads, 1:35 a.m. What looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. A speckled band? What on earth does that mean? I have no idea. I've never heard of that expression before. The ventilator grill, you say? That man was presumably referring to the lattice there on the wall, which connects to the adjoining cabin. Yes, the adjoining cabin. Kazu's diary has been entered into the court record. Da-da-da! So, I believe I've given you enough to consider for the time being, at least. Do you have somewhere to go? Oh no, I'm stuck in that tone. As it happens, the victim's writing in his diary have piqued my interest. The matter warrants further investigation, I believe, and if I am still too long, the seasickness takes hold. Oh, so he is human. Oh, I suppose. You're thinking of investigating the cabin next door to which the ventilator connects to? Great detectives are a curious breed. Our minds rebel at stagnation. We crave mental exaltation. Gosh, these are hard words. So yes, I intend to investigate. Hence, the truth will become clear soon enough, and hopefully you'll realize that I am not a Russian assassin. Crusty squeaky chair. Do you think perhaps that we could go with you? No, that would be somewhat complicated. What? But why? A simple glance at your wrists should reveal the answer. You could literally drag me by a leash with these things. It'll be fine. Is what I would say in a story sense. In real life, that would actually be very true. Oh, these. After all, you're the prime suspect in this matter, no? There's no point in trying to turn it into a question. You're the one who decided I was a culprit in the first place. Whew, excuse me, yawning again, apologies. I swear I'm not trying to yawn so much. Whatever do you mean? I have no recollection of naming you as a culprit at any point. ... Then what was all the deductions and the... Like, seriously? You must be joking! You just said it! Only moments ago! Dear me, you are clearly misguided. I would have no cause to say such a thing. Well, actually, Mr. Sholmes, I did hear you say that, too. You're quite sure? Well, that's very strange. I wouldn't have said you had the face of a criminal, you know? Not really. So what, were you looking at my knees before? Some great detective you are! Why the knees? Oh no, that's too funny. Well, anyway, that was then and this is now. What do you mean? What I mean, sir, is this. If you are the culprit, then you must play the part more convincingly. Roll over and accept your fate. Oh, your dumb handsome mug is so dumb and handsome. Now he's just being plain rude. And off he goes, having just laughed in my face. His sense of humor is as twisted as his name. Naruhodo-san, what are you just standing there for? Huh? We must go and investigate the cabin next door as well. Aren't you forgetting something? What about these? There's no way I can... Hey-ya! How many times are you gonna throw me? After Kazuma-sama spent his dying moments struggling to leave us a clue, you're willing to give up? You're just going to roll over and accept your fate? As if you gave me any choice in the rolling over part. I think we still have some investigation to finish off in here first, don't we? Let's carry on examining what we have in this cabin while we wait for a chance to slip next door. Good idea. The situation doesn't look too good for me, but there are still things I can do to help myself. And I owe it to Kazuma to do everything I can to find a way out of this. Bring the real culprit to justice. Is something wrong, Naruhodo-san? Oh, no, it's just that crewman standing by the door. Can't help feeling like I've seen him somewhere before. Oh yes, you're right. He does look familiar. Excuse me, sir. Yes, what can I do for you? Oh, hey, it's our detective friend! I forgot his name, but it's the detective waiter from the last episode. ... I recognize that face, but it can't be. Will we ever discover why you keep bleeding from the mouth every time you cough? It is! I didn't know you were here, Inspector Hosonaga. Hello again. What are you doing here? I think that should be my line. I was so stunned when I saw you. My heart stopped. Nearly stopped, I hope. I received some special orders to go undercover as a member of the crew and board the ship. Again? Megbear says, finally, someone who is capable of helping us. Yeah, I do hope that he helps us better than he did that trial by hiding all the evidence. You certainly seem to enjoy undercover work, Inspector. If there's anything I can do to help you, please ask. I never expected to see this man on board. But perhaps his presence can help me out of this hopeless situation. Hopefully. Alright. It's been a while since I saved, but just fix that and save. Ow! Cracker Jack. I just bumped my knee. Boop boop. Going back. Alright, is there anything new to examine? Okay, nope, just him. Also, I really wish I could examine the fallen over chair and stuff. Alright, let's talk. Nope. Ah, I didn't mean that one. We're doing what we can to investigate Kazuma's death ourselves. I thought you might be. I actually don't even remember what voice I used for him. You didn't do it, did you? You're not the killer? Of course not! We'd really like to investigate the cabin next door. Yes, so we need to be allowed out of this cabin. ... I'm sorry. What? You've been deemed a risk to the ship's safety. If you've moved to even touch the handle of the cabin door, that stormy-looking seaman would surely snap your neck in two. Yeesh. I suppose I'm not just a stowaway now. I think I'm a murderer as well. ... Would it be possible to give me something to work with, do you think? Whew. Stupid yawning, stupid yawning. Oh hey, we hit the 2-hour mark. Yay, 2 hours. Wish I would stop yawning, but I'm getting used to this new sleep schedule that I just started last night. Let's see, back to the story. To give me something to work with, do you think I'm going to need something persuasive? What do you mean? If I had a solid reason why the next door cabin should be investigated, for example, I'd do everything I could to persuade the captain to allow it. Really, I'd lay my life on the line if I had to. Megabear says, 2-hour mark! Yay! I know, right? So, like, I'm so proud of myself for, I mean, it's a little thing, but still, I'm getting back on a proper schedule, and I'm not canceling as often as I was before. Well, before was emergencies, but still, it feels nice to have a good schedule. Bloop, bloop, bloop. But I don't see how... The ... There may be a way. What? Really? Think of how you tried to persuade me of your innocence, Naruhodo-san. By presenting me with a piece of evidence that you already had in your possession. Evidence? It's just the same as when you were in court. You must have done it many times during your trial. Simply select the blah 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 tutorial and choose some evidence that Inspector Hosonaga could use. So, evidence that will give us a viable reason to investigate the next door cabin, is it? Alright, yes. I think I know what we can use. See if I can present this thing after I finish talking with the first option that I meant to actually click on. So, what are your special orders this time, Inspector? Yes, and why are you dressed as a member of the crew? ... I'm so sorry. I have a really random thought pop into my brain, and I don't know if I should say it out loud, as related to who the mystery lady from the previous episode, the mystery student, But I don't know, or, okay, never mind. I'm going to continue on and let my idea simmer for a bit. This is all my fault. I take full responsibility. For what? My orders were to act as Asogi-san's bodyguard. Exclamation dot! It was Minister of Justice Jigoku who pushed for this overseas study tour to go ahead. And he entrusted me with ensuring that Asogi-san reached Great Britain without being assassinated. Okay, just double checking. Nope, wrong button. Bloop. So that is his last name. I honestly forgot his last name. I'm such a terrible bro. So, this is an interesting turn of events. So, he was expected to get assassinated? Really? Assassinated? How could that have even been a possibility? I'm not sure. But these are complicated times. There are tensions between the world's greatest powers. Minister Jigoku said we should be prepared for all eventualities. This is incredible. I don't believe it. Kazuma-sama was assassinated? Obviously, we couldn't give Asogi-san a visible security escort. Which is why I'm undercover now, posing as one of the crew. I see. And I didn't take my eyes off him the entire time we've been on board, from morning until night, every day, except for when he was in his bedroom, which is this room. But I never imagined it would happen here, inside his own cabin. Not here on the first-class deck. ... I failed miserably at my assignment, and Asogi-san is dead as a result. Ouch. I'm a disgrace! All I could do was humbly apologize. Inspector. So if there's anything at all that I could do to help now, just say the word. Dang, that's heavy. Nope, not inspect. Present. Bloop. What's that? It's Kazuma's diary. Just before he died, Kazuma-sama wrote something rather strange in his diary. Ooh, I recognize this music! Strange? In what way? He wrote, what looks like some kind of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. A speckled band? That is strange. Yes, we're still trying to work out what he meant by that. But what I'd like to know is... Don't tell me. The ventilator, is it? You're a very astute, Inspector. That ventilator clearly joins to the next door cabin. That's right, so if we can investigate in there, we might be able to work out what the speckled band was. Alright then. Exclamation dot? I can't leave this cabin at the moment. I'm stuck here until we arrive at the next port. The captain has given me strict orders to guard the scene of the crime, you see. I'll have to entrust the investigation to you. Really? You're willing to do that? Yes, as long as you don't leave the first-class cabin area. I'm afraid I can't remove those handcuffs, though. But what about the captain? Aren't you going against his direct orders? I'm a man of my word. And I promise you that I'll lay my life on the line if that's what it takes to convince the captain. He's so good. Plus 3 points. For whatever score I am doing. I just made that up because I'm just like, I really like him. He's even better than he was previous episode. After all, I failed to keep Asogi-san safe. This is the least I can do. Thank you. Let's seize the moment then, Naruhodo-san. Just select move and we can leave this cabin at last. Move. Alright, let's see what we can find out. Wait. Will it let me do the thing? Will it let me do the thing? Ha! It let me do the thing! Inspector, can I show you this? What the? Is that a fabled Imperial Yume University pin badge? I'm not sure if it's really fabled exactly, but... Yes, these are the responses I've missed! So, you're a genuine student then? Sorry? Nothing like me with my regular schooling. I didn't mean to push that. You're something much greater. Is that what you were trying to say? No, I just wanted to see your reaction. Can I have my badge back, please? That's funny. Okay. Let's move on out of here. Oh, cool. She has comments on the things. Good to know. The passageway that connects the stuff. What's with that trap? This is a trap or a cart stopper on the lower left. Oh wait, I just realized my character is in the way. Sorry! I can't really move my character right now though. Oh, boo. See, well, if it comes up important, I'll try to move out of the way. Phew, finally out of that cabin. I have to admit, this isn't quite what I was expecting. It's less spacious out here than I thought it would be. This is the most luxurious accommodation. Yes, indeed. Kazuma-sama was being sent on the study tour by the government. That's why he's being put up in a first-class cabin. Even still, this is about twice as large as my accommodation in steerage. Really? That must be awful. Oh, look over there! That's another crewman keeping watch. And he looks enormous, even if he is sitting down. Oh, his belly button showing. That's too cute. Oh, sorry. Just for some reason, belly buttons in general are just really adorable to me. The door next to him leads to the second-class accommodation. I suppose he's making sure no one comes in here who shouldn't. I suppose, like people in handcuffs. Naruhodo-san, you look like a little boy visiting a toy shop for the first time. I would have thought you'd be used to the ship by now. We've been at sea for 2 weeks already. Yes, but I've been kind of stuck in the wardrobe inside of a first-class room for the whole 2 weeks. I've not been outside. He's probably suffering like lack of sunlight as well, now that I think about it. Well, yes, I know, but the thing is, I was inside Kazuma's trunk when I first came aboard. And ever since then, I've been shut up inside that little wardrobe. It must have been a very trying time for you. For sure. Please don't give me that pitying look. Alright, examine first, examine first. Bloop. Also, why does he have a sunburn in a very peculiar manner? Excuse me, but could I ask you something? You little stowaway murderer! That wasn't a good start, was it? Alright, let me try instead. Good day, Mr. Sailor. I'm sorry to trouble you, but could I perhaps ask something of you? You little third-class lady's maid. Ouch. Not cool. Oh. We seem to have caught the sailor on a bad day, Suzato-san. I am not sailor. My mother gave me name. I am senior crewman, Biff Stroganoff. Apologies for mispronunciations. Whew, the best thing is to just avoid eye contact, I think. Bloop. Stop it, controller. Ah! Curse you, controller, and your inevitable betrayal. Are you on watch here all the time, Seaman Stroganoff? Nah, all time, so criminals like you cannot come in or get out. How ominous. I wonder, could you tell us anything about last night at all? ... It is sad about Student Boy. Were you on watch last night as well? ... Of course. And did you notice anything at the time? Anything unusual? ... Insert proper Russian here, because I don't know Russian. Susato-san, did you understand that? It was clearly a no. Are you sure? Okay, just double check, because I would not have done that. I saw nothing unusual, nothing at all. And you didn't hear any strange noises or sense anything was wrong in some way? I said no. Sorry. I'm not so sure. I could have sworn that he wouldn't catch my eye for a moment there. Boop. Mr. Stroganoff, about this first-class cabin area. Here we are, the finest part of Buria's steamship, for very important persons. What sort of very important persons? Government officials, kings and queens, traveling in secret, many important persons. That is why I'm always guarding this place. Gosh, that's amazing. But somehow I let stupid stowaway inside. I want to pick you up and throw you in ocean. But Stroganoff is not animal. Thank you? Exactly my thoughts. If I may, I was wondering, is the cabin next to Mr. Osogi's currently occupied? Insert Russian here. Susato-san, did you understand that? It sounded like... duh. I think it's probably Russian for yes. Or no. ... Genius. It is not permitted to visit other cabins without invitation. Exclamation dot. Well, it sounds like there is somebody in the next door cabin at least. Yes, it's tantalizing. Bloop. Could you tell us who's traveling in the cabin next to Mr. Osogi's? ... His name is Mr. Grimsby Roylott. He is very important Western gentleman. A Western gentleman? Do not think about it. He has nothing to do with murder of Student Boy. How can you be so sure about that? Mr. Roylott is authentic Western gentleman. Such a man would have no interest in lowly student from insignificant Far East islands. That was harsh. Yeah, and uncalled for. Could you tell us when Mr. Roylott came aboard? ... That is not your business. Come to think of it, even though we've been at sea for 2 weeks now, and I've been in Kazuma's cabin the entire time, never once heard anything from the next door cabin, or even felt like there's anyone there. Well, presumably, since this gentleman is occupying one of the first-class cabins, he must be rather important. Is that right? ... That is not your business. This is enough. I cannot say more now. Oh. It is time for me to report to Captain. You must return to cabin. Yes, alright. Bulkhead to second-class area is staying locked at all times. You escape when the lobster whistles on top of the mountain. That... what? Or, as English say, when the pigs fly. Okay. That I can sort of comprehend. Yes, I understand. Good. Now we can investigate this area properly, shall we? Definitely. Examine more things. Bloop. Starting from the right to the left, I suppose. That's the way to the second class area of the ship. ... Is something wrong? I was thinking about making a run for it. Just for a moment. It passed. Things aren't exactly going well for me. I might be wrong, but I imagine the moment you reach for the handle of the door, that burly seaman would surely shoot you dead. Well, you don't have to be so blunt about it. Oh dear, I'm sorry. Perhaps I went a little too far there. Nah, you think? No, I started with my talk of running away. And there's no way I can run away while Kazuma's death remains a mystery anyways. Our bromance is too strong for me to just forget. Bloop bloop. That book on the top of the table there really is huge. There's a pen with it too. Yes, I'm sure that's the ship's log. Shall we have a little look through it? Da-da-da. The writing is so neat and precise. Every detail about the voyage has been meticulously recorded. Who would expect a rough and ready sailor to have such beautiful handwriting? Anyway, look here. Last night's log is mostly blank. Presumably that means that there was nothing to report. Good to know. This book looks like a plan of the SS Burya that shows each deck. Look. The Burya is a large-scale steamship with a triple-skinned hull. What a marvel of engineering! Well, it's been playing in my mind for a while now, actually, but how is it that such a huge lump of metal doesn't just sink to the bottom of the ocean? Because its rival, the iceberg, has not hit it yet. Oh, that's really quite simple, Naruhodo-san. Oh yeah, I know this one in science. Water displacement. Or tension displacement, I think, is the actual phrase. It is. Well, consider the Japanese archipelago. The islands for Japan? Yes, they're not metal, but they are enormous lumps of earth. Many, many times larger than the ship. And they don't sink, do they? They've been floating happily on the sea since the gods created them. Well, I suppose so. That is really cool lore, but I'm not going to touch on the science of that. Bloop. Alright, this thing. Ah, a trap for catching mice. Okay, so it is a mouse trap. Yes, we have plenty of those back in Japan. Although they seem to be using a lump of chalk or something as bait. Let me see. Yes, I think that's what is called cheese. It's made from the milk of cows. Well, I know you can't see, but it's a ball of cheese. Which is even funnier. Cheese? I wonder what it tastes like. Don't do it, Ryunosuke! Don't give in to your inner mouse. You can't eat it, Naruhodo-san. The trap will snap shut on your fingers. Really? But... I suppose you're right. He really was about to give in to his inner mouse. You weren't actually going to try it, were you? All I've had to eat for the past couple weeks is Kazuma's leftovers. You don't know how hungry I've been in that wardrobe. Poor you. I'll find a little snack for you later. Oh, poor Ryunosuke. First class cabin number 1. Yes, that's our cabin. Not our cabin, it was Kazuma-sama's. Sorry? Your accommodation is confined to the wardrobe inside the cabin. You know how to make a stowaway feel small, don't you? I mean, yeah, that was kind of, ouch. What was that for? As small as the wardrobe I've been calling home. These cabins are the finest on the ship. My own cabin is in steerage is number 539, by the way. 500 and... How many cabins are there? Well, it's a huge ship. Probably at least a few hundred. What do you think this is? It's a very pleasing shape, isn't it? That's the emergency alarm. It's probably best not to touch it. Oh, an alarm. It says, press only in times of emergency. It looks as though it sets alarm bells ringing all over the ship and brings the vessel to a complete stop. Ooh. What are you doing, Naruhodo-san? You mustn't touch it. But this is an emergency situation. Just look at these handcuffs. I want to facepalm so bad, but I'd probably have a bruise by how many times? Between Herlock Sholmes and Ryunosuke being a goob. Alright. Taking a short break for water, and to make sure that things are still going on the other things. Checking chat. Doesn't look like there's anything new. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Checking things. Alright. Checking more things. And refresh that. Okay, so nothing new. Bloop, 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 bloop. Okay. Sorry, just double checking that things are still working. And getting a drink of water. Out of my ginormous water bottle. I'm okay. Ugh. Boring. Water tastes boring. Alright. Oh, I remember this. Alright, back to the story. You know full well that's not what the alarm is for. If you were to bring this vessel to a standstill for no good reason, you'd be in an even worse situation. I wish everything would just stop. The ship included. If you have to do something foolish, at least make it something that doesn't affect anyone else. Ouch. I mean, that's true, but, like, that's just mean. This is it. This is the cabin next to ours. The one the ventilator connects to. Yes, the ventilator from which Kazuma-sama wrote that he saw a speckled band emerging. Maybe whoever's in this cabin can help solve that particular mystery. Let's ask. Knock knock. Dot dot dot. No answer. We're out of luck, it seems. There's no one in there to help with our inquiries. How annoying. Ah! What was that? Came from inside the cabin. Such a high-pitched scream. It must have been a woman. Stand aside. I'm about to break the door down. Mr. Sholmes, where have you been? I shan't be stopped. When the fit is on me, I revel in kicking doors off their hinges. I revel in kicking doors off their hinges. Please, wait, Mr. Sholmes. The door doesn't appear to be bolted. It doesn't? Then how the deuce can I dispatch this muscular urge? What, pray, can I? Sholmes, you're too funny. I think we should go in. There's no time to think about stress relief. January 9th of January, SS Muria, first class cabin number 2. Oh, because obviously, totally, because I recognize this character from the Flargan trailer that has really long hair and is probably the ballerina from the previous news article. Who are you? A Western gentleman? This man looks Russian to me. We heard a woman scream. A woman? Don't be absurd! As you can see, there's nobody but me in this cabin. True, this old man does appear to be the only person in here. But in that case, Who just screamed? Get out, all of you, now! Please excuse the intrusion, but you're Mr. Grimsby Roylott, I believe? Yes, that's me, and you are? I am the one and only, the actual Herlock Sholmes. You've heard of me, no doubt? No. I am a great detective among great detectives, one who adorns the covers of popular magazines, no less. Stop self-promoting! This is an investigation! So I assure you, you may trust me completely. I'm famous, so I'm trustworthy. Is that the angle you're going for? The man uses that magazine like a business card. A detective? I do not trust detectives. We distinctly heard a scream emanating from within these walls. But there wouldn't appear to be a lady concealing herself within the wardrobe this time. So, might I be so bold as to ask you to open that small traveling case? What? Don't be stupid! How could anyone fit in a small trunk like that? Well, it's quite fashionable these days, is it not? Traveling inside one's trunk. Stop pointing me out! Don't look at me like... Don't... Don't look at me. Oh, there is something moving in there, though. Oh my! Did you see that, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, the case just shook. Leave now, otherwise I'll call the steward. So this is Kazuma's neighbor, Mr. Grimsby Roylott. There's no doubt about it. This strange Russian man is hiding something. I couldn't agree more. Let's see if we can find some clues before that burly sailor returns. Oh, I just noticed that the books are all knocked over here, too. Oop. Alright, let's see what you know. Mr. Roylott, we'd like to talk to you about something. No! Oh! I do not want to talk! Leave my cabin, now! Ugh, this is going terribly. We're not getting anywhere here. I agree, but there may be someone else who can help. What is he doing? Perhaps that great detective could get somewhere with Mr. Roylott. I already clicked that. Curse you. First class cabin. Okay, nope, it just says the same thing. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Fast forward. Alright, examining. Also, Sholmes, why? Okay. Let's go around the room and ask Sholmes last. Do you have a moment, please, Mr. Sholmes? Oh, never mind. I accidentally asked him first anyways. You need only address me as Sholmes. That's what I just did, isn't it? Well, Mr. Sholmes, what were you doing in there? Why, I was resting, of course. Resting? Indeed, I was contemplating our sea voyage from the confines of the wardrobe whilst waiting for the inevitable time that you would need to call my great powers of detection into service. Oh. It would seem that the hour is upon us now. The time has come. Am I mistaken? Well, no, actually, you're spot on, for once. Observe closely. Our Russian host in this cabin, Mr. Roylott, is clearly trying to hide something. Do you know what is the most effective weapon to use against a Russian hiding a secret? Is it food? Food's usually my go-to for bribery. Why, the truth, of course. Though it should be pointed out that such methods are not exclusively for the Russians. Right. Can you imagine how the Russian will react when this secret guard so closely is exposed? Would you like to witness it? Oh, Oh, yes, please. Well then, what you are about to see may well astound you. For I am about to apply my great detective's greatly admired great deduction to the case. Please be better than mine. Please be better than mine. Could this man be a more I can't pronounce this word. Portrayal of a dubious Russian, I ask you? What? Nope, that's not the voice I used. From time to time, it occurs to me. Is the fellow dubious on account of his Russianness, or Russian on account of his dubiousness? That sounds like a veiled insult. I really don't think either of those things should be occurring to you. Or anyone. That's right, and Mr. Sholmes. I know this man's beard and dark glasses are hard to ignore, especially on first meeting, but I once read, it is a capital mistake to theorize before you have all the evidence. It biases the judgment. Yes, thank you. Shh! I must have complete silence. He's one of those detectives. Dot dot dot. What are you doing? Why are you peering at my face like that? Ah, just as I thought. Yes, I have quite made up my mind now. There can be no other explanation that accommodates all the facts. Mr. Roylott, I have oh, not another one. I have reached two incontrovertible conclusions. What do you mean? Number one, your true identity is that of a villain. Using those shears, you are about to end the existence of something most dear. Are you not? Huh? And number two, the other conclusion I have drawn. You are, at this very moment no less, in the midst of committing a most grievous crime. Beneath that beard, your mouth quivers with nervous tension as you realize you have been discovered. This is hurting my brain. Does it not? Ah! Oh, Naruhodo-san, I never imagined I would witness one of Mr. Sholmes' great deductions with my own eyes. That was a great deduction? Nothing can deceive Mr. Sholmes but his own hubris. In a single glance, he could deduce all there is to know about a person. What? What an effable twaddle! Nice cursing. Oh yes, I've read about it countless times in the adventures of Herlock Sholmes. I did it on accident, I'm sorry. And now I've experienced the astonishing impact of his great deduction firsthand. Whew, this is like a dream come true. I can hardly believe it, but all the color has drained from Mr. Roylott's face. It looks like somehow both Mr. Sholmes' conclusions were right. How? How could you? How could I possibly know such things? You wish to say? I feel like it's just like the Scooby-Doo line where you always know they're gonna say those meddling kids type of line. You must hear that a lot. Very well then, I shall elucidate. I shall explain how it was that I arrived at this pair of conclusions. So do I cordially invite you upon a journey of logical discovery. Let us board the train of reasoning. Put plainly, let's work through my deductions together. The Great Deduction. The game is afoot. Topic 1. Old man's identity. Conclusion, blank. Ooh, I haven't done this yet, ever. Like, this is so exciting. So, the dubious-looking Russian, Mr. Roylott, obviously what catches the eye in the first place. Where'd that spotlight come from? Is the enormous pairs of shears in your hand. Now, we ask ourselves, what could you possibly want with such an implement? The answer, of course, is staring us in the face. You were on the verge of using the shears to cut away the copious beard you sport. Now, moving on. It's the blonde hair in the back. The question then begged is this. Why would you desire to rid yourself of this magnificent beard, Mr. Roylott? Once again, the answer is plain. We have clear evidence to shed light on the matter. Exclamation dot. Regard, if you will, this morning's newspaper. In particular, the fascinating front page article. If we're in the middle of the ocean, how did we get this morning's newspaper? Anyways. Which it would appear you have read also, Mr. Roylott. I am sure it needs no further clarification. The evidence that reveals your true identity. He's so intelligently dumb. The article about the revolutionary. Not even the same nose, just saying. In translation, the headline reads, Revolutionary Violin Bolshevik flees Russia via Shanghai. As you cannot fail to observe, the subject of the article possesses an extremely copious beard. Having noted the article yourself, you decided to remove your incriminating facial hair before it gave you away. In short, your true identity is beyond doubt. Okay, he has really cool poses, but gosh, he is missing so many points. You are the fearsome Russian revolutionary himself, Violin Bolshevik. Didn't you say I was that, like, not even 5 minutes ago of this timeline? Not that I've heard of you myself, you understand. A revolutionary on the run is the conclusion, and it is an incorrect conclusion. Topic 2, wrongdoing. Now, as for my second conclusion, where does the spotlight keep coming from? You are, at this very moment, on the brink of committing a most grievous crime. Exclamation dot. And the proof of this crime? Over there! Oh yes, Mr. Roylott. Taken unawares, people have a propensity to let their eyes stray, you see. Ah! And I assure you, the eye speaks so much more eloquently, and honestly, than the mouth. The answer we seek lies where the furtive glance falls. The proof of your crime sits before our very eyes. Yes, that traveling case. No, you're missing so many points. It is time, I think, that the case be opened and its contents laid bare. No, I refuse! What could you possibly be concealing inside, we ask? By my estimation. A young lady, perhaps? One slight enough to fit therein? No! Don't be absurd! And what, pray, would be the identity of this young lady in the traveling case? Dear me. We are not well suited to a life of crime, are we? Your careless I can't pronounce betrays you. Once again, we need only follow your furtive glance to find the answer. Yes, the reason you refuse to open your traveling case can equally be found in the pages of this newspaper. For there is another, most stimulating article. If we turn from the fleeing revolutionary to the back page. Renowned prima ballerina of the Novovich Ballet disappears from Shanghai. Such a headline can lead us to but one conclusion. Your crime is that of abduction. And according to the article, the young lady's name is Nikolina Pavlova. Kidnapping of a young ballerina. Thus concludes Herlock Sholmes' great deduction of this Russian enigma. Elemensky? Ugh, that hurts to say. Also, you are so wrong on so many points, Sholmes. Dot dot dot. Susato-san, that wasn't one of the great deductions I've been hearing so much about, was it? Well, the stories are full of Mr. Sholmes' brilliant deductions, you know. But that did seem a little different somehow. It's because he doesn't have his Watson here. Excuse me, Mr. Sholmes, could you come here a moment? Pray, what can I do for you? It's about your deductions. Would you mind, Not at all. Go on. Well, to start with, there's the newspaper article. I think we had the same discussion before, but these two men look nothing like each other. Ah, yes, I recall our discussion earlier, and at the time, I believe I told you that the man is a revolutionary, well able to revolutionize his own appearance. In fairness to Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Roylott does look more like this man than you do. That's not the point. And another thing, the part about him abducting the ballerina? Indeed, a truly startling revelation. At first glance, the case would appear too small to accommodate a young woman. Not just at first glance, it is too small, clearly. You'd be lucky to fit a 5-year-old in that case, even if you pushed really hard. Side note, does not condone the suitcasing of 5-year-olds. I don't suppose the missing ballerina is a 5-year-old child, is she? You mean you don't know? No, the young lady is 15. Oops, wrong button. No, I didn't know. How could I? Well, if she's 15, then 10 years worth of her would be poking out from the case. Some years ago, I read something pertinent, I believe. A troop of men consuming vinegar daily in order to promote a certain litheness to their bodies. Vinegar? For such a sour bunch, it would surely be simplicity itself to contort oneself into the confines of that small case. Oh dear, you might be thinking of contortionists in the circus, Mr. Sholmes. This whole thing is turning into a circus. Mr. Naruhodo, something's occurred to me about Mr. Sholmes' deductions just now. I think his powers of observation are, well, magical. His eyes cut to the heart of a matter almost instantly. It's just where he directs his attention and his logic that seem a little off. Your idea of a little may be a little off itself, Miss Susato. It's just one or two keywords in his deduction that seem to let him down. So I was wondering if we might perhaps tactfully switch them for alternatives. What do you think? Switch some keywords in his deductions? Yes, but very tactfully. I feel sure if we could do that, we'd unlock the true genius of Mr. Sholmes' great deduction. Precisely the thought that was going through my own mind. Don't take credit for my idea. This man is a lot of work. At times I wonder how anyone puts up with me. Well, it'd be great if we could ask your Watson. It's not that funny. Ah, and you, my good fellow. Sorry? Take a moment to look at your wrists. My wrists? Where are your handcuffs? I blame Sholmes if I get in trouble. Huh? How did? I felt they may hinder your ability to follow me in our dance of deduction. Your pun game is horrible. I don't believe it. Mr. Sholmes, you are a marvel. And don't worry, I shall restore the shackles to your wrists when we are finished. I'm not worried. In fact, I'd rather stay like this. So, let us begin. Herlock Sholmes is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectacular. Course correction. Hold it, Mr. Sholmes. This is gonna be fun. So, the dubious-looking Russian, Mr. Roylott, obviously, what catches the eye in the first place is the enormous pair of shears in your hand. Uh-huh. Now we ask ourselves, what can you possibly want with such an implement? The answer, of course, is staring us in the face. It is not, actually. You are on the verge of using the shears. There it is. Okay, so what can I do different? I'm not sure you would... Would you really use shears like that to cut off a beard? I doubt that's something I'll ever have to worry about. It doesn't quite sit right with me, though. It doesn't seem to be sitting right with Mr. Roylott either. Which means, I suppose, that the deduction is wrong. Let's try to switch a keyword here, Naruhodo-san, and see if it helps matters. Alright, but how? I think we should start by taking a long, hard look at Mr. Roylott. I wonder if it's really his beard that he intended to use those shears on. Exactly. If we do manage to find something that seems to fit the sense of Mr. Sholmes' deduction better, then what? Then I'll leave the rest in your capable hands, Naruhodo-san. Why am I the one to do something about this? Well, anyway, let's see if there's anything we could even use to switch around in that last sentence. What exactly was... What exactly was Mr. Roylott really going to use those enormous shears for? Oop. The cat. Copious beard. Ooh, yay, it actually lets me, like, full 3D looky. Okay, sorry, focusing. And the golden locks.
Yes!
Ooh, that was close. Where is the spotlight coming from? You are on the verge of using the shears to cut away the golden locks you sport. Indeed. You have identified the precise detail I was intending to expose. Stop taking credit for my credit, I guess. Such lush golden hair certainly does not befit an old man. Exclamation! You're not a man at all. You're a woman, and judging from the length and sheen of your hair, one still very much in her youth. Oh no! Oh no! If only I had managed to cut off my hair, no one would have suspected. The question then begged is this: why would you desire to rid yourself of these magnificent locks? Once again, the answer is plain. We have clear evidence to shed light on the matter. Exclamation dot? I'm sure it needs no further clarification. The evidence that reveals your true identity is the article about the revolutionary. No, it's not. Well, that was a shock. I had no idea that the old man was really a young woman in disguise. Did you? Dots. What? Why are you staring at me like that? Yes, it was a surprise. Naruhodo-san. You're enjoying this, aren't you? Sorry? You look like you're in your element as you dance around the room deducing facts with Mr. Sholmes. I'm just doing what we agreed. I'm not having fun or anything. Yes, you are. You're having so much fun. I am having so much fun. Yes, I understand. Say no more. Well, anyway, let's focus on this next part of Mr. Sholmes' deduction, shall we? The evidence that he's picked out doesn't fit the facts at all now. No, that's true, given that Mr. Roylott is actually a woman. Exactly. He, or rather she, can't possibly be this merciless revolutionary. I suppose it's because the deduction as a whole has taken a different direction now. Yes. Let's switch the evidence for something else, something that fits the facts as we now understand them. For some reason, this woman needed to try to hide her true identity. I feel as though either I've read or heard something. I just switched those words around on accident. about a young woman in a situation like that recently. Alright, I'll do my best. That would be the back article. Nope, not the diary.
Yes!
The evidence that reveals your true identity, of course, is, of course, the article about the ballerina. That's right, you've hit the nail on the head. Renowned prima ballerina of the Novivik Ballet disappears from Shanghai. The spotlight is killing me. It would appear we are finally able to address you by your true name. Yes, because your true identity is that of the Novivik Ballet's prima ballerina. Miss Nikolina Pavlova. Ugh! Whew, that was close. Dot dot dot. Cool revelations. You're right. My real name is Nikolina Pavlova. But please, I beg you, don't tell anyone. Conclusion, a ballerina on the run. Solved. I am actually really liking this section of the game. It's pretty fun. Now, as for my second conclusion, you are, at this very moment, on the brink of committing a most... and the proof of this crime, over there. The crime is the crown, not the kidnapping. Taken unawares, blah blah blah. Sure you, blah blah blah. You read this already. Answer we seek lies where it falls, which I never got to inspect before. I really should have looked at the rest of the room before looking near Sholmes. This woman is the ballerina, and she's right in front of our eyes, so clearly she can't be inside that traveling case as well. No, that's right. It seems she wasn't abducted at all. In which case, what is the crime this young woman is apparently committing? I can see I'm going to have to step in and fix the great detective's mistake again. You seem to look pleased, Naruhodo-san. Do you like the idea of another chance to dance around with Mr. Sholmes? It's not that type of bromance. Stop it. Anyway, there must be something else here that shows us what this woman is up to. Aha, there it is. I knew it. Let's see, what else is over here? Is there any other suspicious things? Okay, nope, it's the crown. And present.
Yes!
The proof of your crime is surely this tiara. Ah! I believe this tiara is... Oh, wait. I believe this tiara is worn on stage by dancers of the Novivik Ballet, is it not? Indeed, it would appear to be identical to the tiara pictured here in this newspaper article. And if the reporting is to be believed, it's an item worth 20,000 rubles. In summary, the crime you have committed is theft. Oh no! Yes, you left your ballet troupe, unlawfully taking their precious tiara with you. Ah! Nah, that was a terrible one. I'm not very good at the yells in this game. Tut tut tut. I have no one, no family, no friends. I am all alone, and I need money. But I did not steal the tiara. It was a present from... how do you say, an Earl of Prussia. It belongs to me. This girl is only 15 years old, and she's run away all by herself. She must have been extremely lonely. ... Alright, I will tell you everything. There is no point to hiding it now. Come, let's not be hasty. What? There remains one unsolved mystery about you. Mystery? What do you mean? You have staunchly refused to open the traveling case of yours in our presence. It is reasonable to conclude, therefore, that there exists some reason why you wish it to remain closed. Is that not so, Miss Pavlova? My dear girl, there's no sense in playing games with me. Nothing escapes my attention. Indeed, I have a very good idea of the contents of your case, even before I've ever laid eyes on them. Dear me. We're not well suited to a life of crime, are we? You're careless. We read this part. Skip ahead. Yes, the reason why you refuse to open your case is written in the books on the shelf. He's completely changed tack with his deduction now. I think Mr. Sholmes is adapting his logic to the changing circumstances, don't you? Maybe, but why has he suddenly brought the bookshelf into all this? It's just a wild guess, Shirley. Oh, do you think so? Well, it doesn't seem likely that the reason why this young woman doesn't want to open her case would have been written in a book that doesn't even belong to her. Yes, that's true, but still. Miss Pavlova certainly did cast her eyes in that direction. I noticed it myself. There has to be another reason why she won't open her case, and it must be somewhere in the same area, if that's where her gaze was involuntarily drawn. I agree, that's the only answer. Whatever she has hidden inside that case should be revealed by following her gaze in the direction of the bookshelf. Is there anything above the bookshelf? Oh, I'm gonna go up. Ah, the rules. Is what my first guess is gonna be. These are the rules of passage for travel aboard SS Buria. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden. There was exactly the same notice in our cabin, too. I wonder what happens if you break the rules. Oh dear, I'm sure the punishment would be severe, Naruhodo-san. You'd probably be left to drift in the freezing cold ocean, or shed inside a tiny wardrobe for days on end. So I've actually been serving time for weeks now, have I?
Yes!
Is that... Okay, never mind. Apparently I just did the wrong button. Yes, the reason why you refuse to open your case, written in the rules of passage. Passengers must not keep weapons or blah blah blah. We've read this like 12 times already. Inside that case of yours is something forbidden from carriage on this vessel. That is the real reason why you refuse to open it. Thus revealing its contents. Awesome. Cursed yawning. Oh hey, I also just noticed we hit the 3-hour mark. Even better. Although, I mean, I will admit, I didn't think that this chapter of the game would take this long. I could go for a bit longer. I really, really want to do it by, what's the word? Until the to be continued part happens. But if it goes on too long, we might just have to cut this episode in half or something. As we've seen, the trunk wobbles from time to time. But no weapon or other dangerous item would move of its own accord. Which leaves but one possibility, Miss Pavlova, inside your traveling case. Is the last item listed as forbidden in the vessel's rules of passage? A pet! Ah, really not good at that noise. Solved. Deduction complete. Woohoo! Yeah! I wish I could clap with my VTuber. V-roid. Whichever word I'm looking for. So clearly, you aren't who you said you were. No, I am not Grimsby Roylott. My real name is Nikolina Pavlova. Everything you said was correct. You absconded during one of your ballet company's performances in order to escape your homeland. Later that same night, you stole aboard this vessel. Which couldn't have been easy. The Buria is a huge steamship with a vast crew. Could you really have snuck on board without being noticed? In order to obscure your true identity, you somewhat recklessly took the guise of an old gentleman. And you intended to sever all links with your past by severing your long hair. ... Yet, to a woman, hair is no trifling matter. My personal recommendation is to leave well alone. So, if it was just you about to cut off your own hair, who was it that let out the scream we heard from outside the cabin? That veritable tinkling of a bell? Why, none other than this young lady, naturally. More like a full set of pipes, if you ask me. I was so scared when I ran away in Shanghai. I was sure they would come looking for me. That's why I decided to, how do you say, disgust myself? So no one would recognize me. As a result, you transformed yourself into that questionable old man? I see. I put on the fur hat and a fake beard. Then, just before you came in here, I saw it in the newspaper. Right on the page, there was a picture of me. Excuse me, I didn't mean to burp in the mic. I was so frightened, I couldn't stop from screaming. I knew that if I didn't change my appearances completely, they would find me. So I decided to cut all my hair as fast as possible. I picked up the scissors in my hand and... At that precise moment, we walked in through the annoyingly unlocked cabin door. Oh yeah, I forgot, because he really wanted to kick it in. Things happen like that sometimes, don't they? Things do indeed happen like that, from time to time. Are these two even talking about the same thing? There's just one more thing I'd like to know. What exactly do you have inside your traveling case? ... You are right. It is my dear friend inside. My only friend in the world. In the whole world, sorry. Missed the word. Please, don't tell anyone. If the captain finds out, if you say to any of the crew... Your secret is safe with us, I assure you. But in return... You must tell us, in as much detail as you can muster, about the events of last night. Yes, all right. I will tell you. Well, Mr. Naruhodo, wasn't it something Mr. Sholmes' great... Oh, wait. Wasn't it something? Mr. Sholmes' great deduction? It was certainly something, yes. I'm just not entirely sure what. But at least Miss Pavlova has agreed to tell us what she knows. That's incredible. Indeed, it is incredible. Ah, and one more thing. Oh, yes? What? Observe your wrists. Oh, come on. So he literally just did that for aesthetics. Ah, gotta respect that, though. Ah, your hands are cuffed again. What? But how? True to my word, I have restored your shackles. When? And why? There is still a shadow of guilt cast over you, Mr. Naruhodo. I'm sorry to say, it can't be helped at the moment. Can't it? Really? Anyway, let's listen to what Miss Pavlova has to say. I can't go on not knowing. I have to find out what the speckled band that Kazuma-sama wrote about in his diary really was. Phew, that was a long section. Alright, because that was a long section. Saving. No, don't go. I will eternally complain about controller drift. Alright, let's actually examine the rest of the cabin first. Let me see. Don't touch! Huh? I will tell you what I know about last night. But please, you must not touch my things. How do you say, forbid it. Oh, sorry. As well as you should be, young man. What vulgar manners you have, poking around in the young lady's private belongings. Neither shall I allow it. Hypocrite! It's funny because it's true. Oh, cool. Doop. Alright, so I guess that all counts as being... Huh, that's weird. But at least I don't have to, like, redo a lot of things, I suppose. Alright, time to talk. What happened last night? Did you know that someone was killed in the cabin next door to this one last night? One of the crewmen told me this morning when I was eating breakfast. The man who died. He was a friend of mine. Exclamation dots? Oh. That's why we're trying to find out what happened. Did you notice anything unusual last night? Perhaps you heard a strange noise, for example? Perhaps people talking? Perhaps the ship was absorbed in a wild tempest. Perhaps its steam engine exploded. Perhaps everyone on board would have noticed if that had happened? Miss Pavlova, is there anything you can tell us? ... I don't know. I'm sorry, but all I could think about last night was what I had done and whether they would find me. I didn't notice anything that was happening around me. Oh, I see. Bloop. Oh, come on. You've run away from your ballet company, haven't you? The Novavik Ballet? Yes. I am traveling to Great Britain, and from there, I want to go to America. I will never dance again. I want to forget everything about the ballet. I will start a new life. You wish to forget? A challenging proposition, when you have that striking tiara as a reminder. But the tiara is mine. I need it to live. ... I have no money of my own. The Novavik Ballet gives us only a little food and water, and we must dance all over the world. I had to run away. I had no choice. If I stayed, it would have killed me. So you ran away to protect yourself? Yes, and the crew of the ship. They have all been so kind to me. They let me come on board, and they said I could hide in this cabin. If that is indeed the truth, Miss Pavlova, it creates a most intriguing conundrum. Yes, it does. What do you think about it, Mr. Naruhodo? Me? Oh, well, yes, of course. I think we should hear Miss Pavlova's explanation. To what conundrum, I'm not sure, but... Bloop. I'm so curious what's happening next. Miss Pavlova, allow me to pose your riddle. According to this newspaper, it was only yesterday that you absconded from the ballet. Now, that being the case, it must have been last night that you boarded this vessel. However, the SS Buria stopped by no port last night. That's it, of course. So how is it, pray, that you come to be aboard? Now that I think about it, the crewman outside the cabin acted very strangely when we mentioned that. It was just after we asked him about when the occupant of his cabin came aboard. That is not your business. Yes, you're right. He did seem to be hiding something. More . An angel descended from the heavens, bringing grace and beauty to the stage. Sorry, what was that? It is how the Russian newspapers described one of my performances. And that is how I came here, too. I descended from the heavens, because I am an angel. Considering English isn't your mother tongue, your description is very vivid. Mr. Sholmes once said, I never can resist a touch of the dramatic. It seems Pavlova is the same. A genius descended from the heavens, bringing grace and beauty to detection. Words once said about myself. A quote from a wonderfully extravagant advertisement. For the adventures of Herlock Sholmes, in fact. Yes, Mr. Showy. Anyway, it doesn't look like Miss Pavlova is going to tell us what really happened. Alright, tell us about your friend now. So the friend you mentioned is inside your traveling case, is that right? I don't think animals are allowed on board according to the rules of passage. Oh, please, don't tell. Don't tell any of the crew. If they found my precious... Then the burly Russians would bestir themselves in unison to throw you and your case overboard, no doubt. Ah. So reassuring, Mr. Sholmes. But what sort of pet is your friend? A little puppy? It is, isn't it? It's gonna be a snake. Dots. Maybe an adorable little rabbit? Ha! You credit Russia as a land with small rabbits, do you? Oh, don't they have small rabbits there, then? You may as well ask. I have no idea. Okay, that was funny. You two are miserable bunglers when it comes to understanding the nature of young ballerina's friends. Isn't it obvious? It must be a chicken! A chicken? Really? A chicken? Okay, sure, totally a chicken. Really? Consider the benefits. A rousing wake-up call, daily fresh eggs, and when adversity strikes, it can satisfy the needs of sustenance. So you'd eat your friends. I'll remember that. Dots. Well, it would appear this friend's identity is a closely guarded secret, not to be revealed. She obviously doesn't quite trust us yet. There's something I should like to show her, I think. Maybe she might be able to shed some light on it. That would be what? Ooh, I didn't get to show her this yet. Can I show you this? I'm actually a university student from the Empire of Japan, you see. Dots. That means nothing to me. No, why would it? Mr. Naruhodo, if you're determined to flaunt your Yume badge, at least choose a Japanese person who might recognize it. ... Miss Suzato, can I show you this? Maybe later. Oh, I could show Inspector Hasanaga too. And I did. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Let's try the diary, I suppose. This is the diary of my friend who passed away. His diary? Yes, and he wrote in it last night before he died. Something a little unusual. It reads, 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound. And then a few minutes later, 1:35 a.m., what looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. A speckled band? I don't understand. That's strange, isn't it? But the ventilator he bent is joints to this cabin, you see. It's up there on the wall. In other words, this cabin and the victim's cabin are connected together. Oh! Miss Pavlova, has something occurred to you? Does the speckled band the victim mentioned mean something to you? Or the whistling sound, perhaps? Dots? No. I don't know anything. Oh. Dots. Crumb. Excuse me, Miss Roylott. Or Mr. Roylott. Yes, what? Wow, she's fast. Captain would like to speak with you. You must come to Captain's quarters at once. Please. Alright, I'll come now. Dots. What? You must leave now. Oh, no, it's fine. Don't mind us. Yes, please don't worry about yourself, Mr. Roylott. Get out! The passenger said out, or you want me to throw you out? It looks like we'll have to leave investigating this cabin until later. What a pity. And so, we lost our chance. Having still not managed to investigate Miss Pavlova's cabin, we were unceremoniously chased out. That is to say, we were quite literally picked up and thrown into the passageway outside. I wish I could have seen that. That would... Ha! Hey, good thing I kept going. It was only an extra 30 minutes. To be continued. Yes, save my progress. Boop, 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 boop. Alright. Preview for the next episode. Maybe. Nope, it's just... Okay. I was kind of hoping it would be an animated scene. Back to title. Yes, I know. I literally just saved. I'm trying to do better about save spamming. Oh, this game is so fun. Oh, hey, the title changed to the next episode. Title card. Whatever the word is I'm looking for. Alright. Let's see. Oh. Didn't get any new chats for a long while. That's okay. Sometimes quiet is... Well, also I am technically reading the whole time. Let's checking that everything else is still going. Boop, 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 boop. Try to check things. Alright. See, that's still going. Still going. well, I just realized something. Okay. That's okay, I'll worry about it later. So, this is a bit of a long episode. Well, about as long as in the other 2 episodes, which is about the 3-hour guesstimation. So, I might have to start scheduling it for 4 hours if it's going to start taking longer than the 3 hours of the first episode segments. But anyways, I might adjust the schedule for this afternoon to accommodate nap time because I'm still adjusting to this new schedule and stuff. Let's see. I might also change tomorrow's schedule because I have stuff going on Friday that I have to be at home for. So I gotta leave the house and stuff tomorrow to do other things, and it's a whole thing. Anyways, thanks for watching with me, listening in, tired brain. Thank you for the lurks, the commenting, the chats, and anything else that I'm forgetting because my brain be tired. I can't wait to continue the episodes and figure out who killed my bro, because he didn't deserve to die, for the record. Not at all. He was too awesome. Okay. Alright. Bye, everybody. I'll see you next time.